Welcome back to Evolution of a Snake. I'm Zach.
And I'm Madeline.
And this is 2019, part 3. It has been almost a year since we've updated our yearly format series. If you don't know, this is the format that made us what we are today. We go year by year through Taylor Swift's career in painstaking detail, offering insights from people who could only have told you what was happening because they were there living each and every day alongside her. Before we get into 2019 part 3, I have to tell you that this is our last episode before tour. We are going on the Showgirl Experience tour around these United States and Canada. So opening night is in New York City. We have a very low ticket warning. Come to see us in Chicago. Come to see us in DC, in Boston, in Montreal, in Toronto, in Vancouver, in San Francisco, in LA, in Philly. Am I forgetting anywhere, Madeline? I think that's all.
Montreal. Did we say that?
I said Montreal. Oh, bonjour.
Period.
I said Montreal. I said Montreal. We are so excited to see you. So evolutionofasnake.com. Go get your tickets now. We're pumped. We can't wait.
Oh, we can't wait.
I thought doing this task of creating 2019 part 3, I thought it was going to be simple and easy because part 1 and 2 of 2019 were already so much that, again, if we have to split a year into 3 parts, it's bad. I think the only time we've done it before is with 2016, which, as we know, was the worst year of Taylor's life. And something that I've come to realize is that 2019 was also low-key one of the worst years of her life.
If you think about it, it really kind of was. There was so much I'll call it propaganda to suggest that she was like the happiest she's ever been in her life. I'm talking about the lover propaganda, the loverganda, if you will. She's promoting, up to that point, I would call the most gleeful, joyous record,
Jubilant,
at least in terms of jubilant, in terms of theming and in terms of, just the way it was promoted. And she's doing all that, touring around the world, promoting the hell out of a song called Me and saying, "I promise that you'll never find a lover like me." Meanwhile, there's turmoil going on career-wise. There's turmoil going in personal life-wise with their personal relationships. I'm talking about Scott Borchetta, of course, who was a father figure to her. I mean, it was just kind of really not all smiles behind the scenes. But it's easy to forget because, again, she was saying me, he, hoo, hoo, hoo.
And for a girl who said, I really want to dial down my professional commitments in this era, she was all over the universe in a way that she really hadn't been since 1989, I guess, and hasn't been ever since. The stacked album promo commitments that she has in this back half of the year when she's already released an album. She had already done promo circuits for Lover, and it continues in a crazy way. She's doing something basically every other day from this very last portion of the year. And it is very ironic that, she's saying, I only see daylight. Meanwhile, it's I was your father figure 24/7. The Scott Borchetta and Scooter Braun stuff really heats up in this portion of the episode. And I think it's very Taylor that she was doing it with a broken heart.
I think it absolutely was. She said, "I'm a real tough kid. I can handle my shit." They said, "Baby, you gotta fake it till you make it." And I did. And that's exactly what happened because I don't remember thinking in 2019, she's not happy. I don't remember thinking that. I did not think that. I was saying me, he, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Yeah, I was saying me, he, but also I will pause me, he to just grab my pitchfork and skewer Scott Borchetta and Scooter Braun.
Oh, for sure. Oh, wow. We were ready to barbecue. We were lighting the grill, girls. We were ready to cook them extra crispy, slathered in barbecue sauce and served up extra crisp. We were ready. I'm not been ready to do that.
Why don't we actually start this episode? We need to get that evil energy out of here. So why don't we do a prayer? Everybody, please join us. Bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you so much for bringing Taylor Swift into our lives. She is a beacon of creativity, hope, and geniosity. And Scooter Braun and Scott Borchetta are nothing, and may they experience that feeling of being nothing every day for the rest of their lives. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful way to start this beautiful episode. So where have we left off? Taylor has announced Loverfest. And we return to a pretty big bomb drop. Taylor's first real interview in about 3 years with Brian Hyatt as Rolling Stone's September cover story. Fun fact, he was the guy that originally interviewed her when she crashed her car.
And we need to know that. We need to know that.
In 2012.
Iconic.
We needed to know that. This
really
cover
iconic.
Is... how would you describe it, Madeline?
I like it. I like the colors. I really like the really blue background contrasting with the yellow. I really like the eye makeup. You don't usually see her in that kind of like stark eyeshadow, so I really like it. I will say the general photo shoot, I don't like how they did her hair. Not loving that. It's kind of strange to see her in that kind of a tight. I don't even know if that's a French braid, so maybe a different word for that. I'm not sure what kind of braid that is, but it's very tight. But I like the cover. The photo shoot in general, I'm not crazy about. I'm not crazy about the styling. I'm not crazy about the hair. I like the cover. I like it. I like the colors.
I don't like it when they do her brows like that. I think it looks really weird, but I do love the eye look on the cover. And I think that in general, this color palette styling would have been way more adult for Lover than the pastel stuff that she did. I feel like bright instead of dreamy could have actually been like kind of a serve.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we need to be seeing that on TS13. Bright, hot, sexy yellow.
Color.
Color. Ever heard of it? Blue. Thank you.
So now we'll get into the article. There's a lot to go through here. It's a really long article. Taylor had a lot to say, and we'll save a full deep dive of that for a Tay Rewind. But I think it's good to note that she was very uncomfortable giving this interview. She was anxious because she hadn't spoken to a journalist in so long, and her words are printed verbatim, so they can't be taken out of context. Usually with profile writing, it will be like woven into the prose of the writer, but Taylor was very clearly saying, I want to have my say and I don't want my words twisted, which I think is fair. This is the second time she addresses the Girl Squad. She's asked if she regrets it, and she says, I never would have imagined that people would have thought this is a clique that wouldn't have accepted me if I wanted to be in it. Holy shit, that hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, this did not go the way that I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be, we can all stick together just like men are allowed to do. The patriarchy allows men to have bro packs. If you're a male artist, there's an understanding that you have respect for your counterparts. It's assumed we all hate each other. Even if we're smiling and photographed together with our arms around each other, it's assumed there's a knife in our pocket. This is a really interesting answer.
It is an incredibly interesting answer. I believe that she was totally 100% gagged by the fact that people took
she had
the Girl
no
Squad
clue.
thing. No clue. And I remember, frankly, as just an outsider looking in, being gagged at the lengths that people took the Girl Squad thing. To critique it, fair enough, but like the degree to which people took it, to this day, astounds me.
The double standard that she's pointing out here is definitely correct. But also, we know that the Girl Squad was not just, this is me and my best girls palling around. There was like a strong intention behind it for Taylor as like a marketing stunt. So, you know, this is a clever Taylor pivot. She's like, yes, I feel bad about it, but you men do it worse. And that's true.
And there's not a single lie being told. Thank you so much, Taylor. Thank you.
Then the writer says, you once sang about a star who took the money and your dignity and got the hell out. Missed opportunity to get her to confirm who that was. In 2016, you wrote in your journal, this summer is the apocalypse. How close did you come to quitting altogether? She replies, I definitely thought about that a lot. I thought about how words are my only way of making sense of the world and expressing myself. And now any words I say or write are being twisted against me. People love a hate frenzy. It's like piranhas. People had so much fun hating me and they didn't really need very many reasons to do it. I felt like the situation was pretty hopeless. I wrote a lot of really aggressively bitter poems constantly. I wrote a lot of think pieces that I knew I'd never publish about what it feels like when you're in a shame spiral. And I couldn't figure out how to learn from it because I wasn't sure exactly what I did that was so wrong. That was hard for me because I can't stand it when people can't take criticism. So I tried to self-examine. And even though that's really hard and it hurts a lot sometimes, I try to understand where people are coming from when they don't like me. And I get why people wouldn't like me because, you know, I've had my insecurities say those things 1,000 times worse.
There's so much there. It's like, how do you even begin unpacking that? I'm like
Her neuroses.
looking at it and I'm like, this cannot even be something that I'm reading right now.
When she goes on to be like, I've never been to therapy, it's like, we know.
I think it's really interesting. She said, I wrote think pieces about how you feel when you're in a shame spiral, and I didn't know what I did with, and simultaneously she's saying, I didn't know what I did that was so wrong. I can't stand when people can't take criticism, but you have to do it sometimes, and I get why people don't like me. It's like there's so many different things that she's saying. It's like I don't even know what to focus on. I think it's interesting she's saying she can't too. There is a little bit of contradiction. I think it's interesting she says she cannot stand it when people can't take criticism, because I feel like
she's not the most receptive person to criticism. Artistically, like, yes, everybody loves to make the point that she like has made albums in response to criticisms.
And it's true.
But in other scenarios, she's actually not very good at taking criticism at all.
No, and you know what? It's fair. Like she says, you know, it's like fair enough. It doesn't feel good when somebody criticizes you, especially when it's something so personal. But it's like I feel like so much of what happened in 2016, not the Snakegate stuff, obviously, but like so much of that stuff happened because because of an inability to intake criticism, because of an inability to like slow down, stop, look around, because of an inability to like really see the situation for what it was, or heed any warnings from anybody else. So it's interesting. She hates it when people can't take criticism, period. Well,
And she tries to self-examine. Well, we know that. I think it is what's really true here is that it's so hard to learn from criticism that is not in good faith. When everybody says they don't like you, what do you learn from that? There's nothing to take from it. And this was the first time I think that she received a lot of criticism that was not attached to some sort of automatic respect for her artistry. Because before it was like, okay, well, she's a good songwriter, but she can't sing. You're coming from a place of saying she's a good musician. You just have a critique. She can take that critique. But saying I hate you because Kim Kardashian made a video about you, that's really difficult to process.
right.
So Taylor, thank you. And then this is funny because this was a debate that was going on in the fandom a lot at the time, from when it happened. The writer asks, the old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead. Was funny, but how seriously should we take it? And she says, there's a part of me that definitely is always going to be different. I needed to grow up in many ways and make boundaries, figure out what was mine and what was the public's. That old version of me that shares unfailingly and unblinkingly with a world that is probably not fit to be shared with, I think that's gone. But it was definitely just a fun moment in the studio with me and Jack where I wanted to play on the idea of a phone call because that's how all of this started. A stupid phone call I shouldn't have picked up. I'm so dumb. I never connected that's why it's a phone call. Until I read this.
That's hilarious, actually. That's why it's a phone call. The old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. That's exactly what she should have said in that moment. She should have said, whoever you think you're talking to, you think you're talking to Little Miss, just won the VMA for You Belong With Me. Little Miss is going to let you rip the microphone out of her hands. She's dead. Nice try. She's dead.
It is sad that she felt like she needed to pull back after this, but I 100% understand it. And I think that making boundaries has been overwhelmingly a good thing for her sanity.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Folk Evermore is Lover and Folklore and Evermore and Midnights. Actually, that whole like 4-album run is very like, even in songs that now we think like Cardigan is like so revealing, blah blah blah, but it's like it wasn't at the time. Everything was obfuscated.
No, she's learned.
Death by a Thousand Cuts was a mystery. Oh, it's based on a movie. Was it? No. But she's doing what she has to do to keep the shell intact, and I kind of think it's fun, like the way that she did those 4 albums. I can't say that about Torture Poets. I feel like Torture Poets was really a moment where she said, mask freaking off. I'm just gonna do the whole thing. But I think Showgirl is kind of a return to the Midnights and Lover style of pop writing that's more like reserved and like more, I'm not gonna show you everything.
Well, also, when you think about it, this is really depressing. What did she get from doing that? She went mask off to bare her soul and give us the rawest work that she'd given of a real-time update in a long time. And it, I would say, started the Tay negativity. That's what started it. It gave people a lot of ammo to be like, your production sucks. You're a whiner. You're this, you're that. You're a racist. Like, her going unfiltered keeps getting proven to her to be a bad idea because people are too invested in the words and the weight of what she says. So that's unfortunate that then we have to go to a place of a showgirl because of that. It's like she's drawing the boundaries. They're dynamic.
They're dynamic. And I hope they stay dynamic because that makes every album just a little bit different. So
I agree.
I'm okay with that.
I agree. So then I'm always looking for more tea on what actually the working relationship between Scott Borchetta and Taylor Swift was like. And we get some insight here. The writer asks, after realizing that things were not all smiles with your former label boss, it's hard not to wonder how much additional conflict there was over things like that. Taylor says, a lot of the best things I ever did creatively were things that I really had to fight, and I mean aggressively fight, to have happen. But I'm not like him, making crazy petty accusations about the past. When you have a business relationship with someone for 15 years, there are going to be a lot of ups and downs, but I truly, legitimately thought he looked at me as the daughter he never had. And so even though we had a lot of really bad times and creative differences, I was going to hang my hat on the good stuff. I wanted to be friends. I thought I knew what betrayal felt like, but this stuff with him was a redefinition of betrayal for me, just because it felt like it was family. To go from feeling like you're being looked at as a daughter to this grotesque feeling of, oh, I was a prized calf that he was fattening up to sell to the slaughterhouse that would pay the most.
He will die today. I will make sure.
Goodbye. Your days are being counted.
It actually really, really, really is so upsetting the way that she puts it. You know, I thought that I was like your daughter. You're a daughter you never had, and the whole time you're just thinking of what you can get out of me. This is why when people are like, he's talking about the Scarborough Shadow thing again. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like one of the most painful things that's ever happened to her in her life. I'm not tired of the songs. I'm not
No.
tired of
Me
it. I think
either.
it's
Oh, we don't have
still a
enough of them.
really right. We don't have enough. Like Father Figure, you know, being one of the most interesting, like lyrically interesting songs on Showgirl is proof positive that she is well within her right to keep going because this is how it felt.
Well, the difference between this and I think a comparison that people would draw would be, oh, well, you say that she should stop writing about the Kanye and the Kim stuff. She's ran out of interesting things to say about that. That's why we say that. There's more to mine. We've only cracked the surface on this.
Oh no, it's only the beginning. And even when she's saying this, a lot of the best things I ever did creatively were things that I had to fight, and I mean aggressively fight to have happen. We've only just scratched the surface of what she's
I want to
talking about
know.
there.
I
We can
want
guess.
to know.
I bet I knew your trouble was a crazy, like I can guess all that kind of stuff, but it's like I want to know more. Were there more things that he really, how much was he pushing the narrative of you being the kind of girl that he wanted you to be? The country good girl, the girl who says I want to thank God, the girl who reads as conservative even though she never says anything about politics. Like how much of that was actually him? I want to know.
What decisions would you have made differently had he not influenced you to do something otherwise? I would love to
Right.
know the answer to that question. So then the writer mentions, and I forgot about this, he accused you of declining the Parkland March and the Manchester Benefit Show. Taylor says, unbelievable. Here's the thing. Everyone in my team knew if Scooter Braun brings us something, don't bring it to me. The fact that those two are in business together after the things he said about Scooter Braun is really hard to shock me. And this was utterly shocking. These are two very rich, powerful men using $300 million to buy other people's music to purchase the most feminine body of work. Then they're standing in a wood panel bar doing a tacky photo shoot, raising a glass of scotch to themselves because they pulled one over in me and got this done so sneakily that I didn't see it coming. And I couldn't say anything about it. The blood is coursing through my veins. I need my harpoon and I need to go out into the field.
I want to know what he said about Scooter Braun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell
Taylor
us.
has been, the way that Taylor has kept her mouth shut in this, she could have been so much messier. And the thing that I've noticed in between their responses is Taylor is always like, here's what I want. And here's what's stopping me from getting what I want about my own music. Their responses to her always include personal attacks, random lines, random accusations thrown out of nowhere because they're grasping at straws. They can't refute the facts, so they have to go with, okay, don't look at the fact that I did something reprehensible. Taylor Swift didn't do the Parkland March. Doesn't that show
Right.
you that she's a bad person?
It's like completely irrelevant too to everything that's being talked
irrelevant.
about. Completely irrelevant. Unbelievable, she says. It's unbelievable.
It is. It's unbelievable. And then the writer chimes in and says, you've been masterminding your business since you were a teenager. Taylor says, yes, but I've also tried very hard, and this is one thing I regret, to convince people that I wasn't the one holding the puppet strings of my marketing existence or the fact that I sit in a conference room several times a week and come up with these ideas. I felt for a very long time that people don't want to think of a woman in music who isn't just a happy, talented accident. We're all forced to kind of be like, oh, shucks, that happened again. We're still doing well. Alex Morgan celebrating scoring a goal at the World Cup and getting for it is a perfect example of why we're not allowed to flaunt or celebrate or reveal like that. Oh yeah, it was me. I came up with this stuff. I think it's really unfair. People love new female artists so much because they're able to explain that woman's success. There's an easy trajectory. Okay, then she gets into Game of Thrones and we don't want to hear about that.
And it's completely random too. I don't understand what she
Randomista.
means by it. I
Randomista.
don't even know what she's talking about. But it's interesting to me that she had this idea in her head that nobody wants to really hear about a woman who's incredibly assertive and is like a quote unquote boss, for lack of a better term. Nobody likes that girl. It's like what she says in Miss Americana. You have to be nice. You have to, you can't tell people what to think. I didn't realize how much that would bleed into not wanting people to know that she's the one behind all of this, because there's something about like being in charge of everything that reads to people, specifically men, as not being feminine. Like, oh,
yeah, or
she's
not
in
being
charge
in
of
control.
everything.
Yeah.
Right. So she's in charge of everything. Oh, that makes me uncomfortable, is how a lot of people would react to that. And it's like crazy because you or I would never think that. We knew
no,
the
we'd
whole
be
time.
saying yes. Also, we say
knew
yes.
the whole time. That was something that we used to talk about on Tumblr back in the day, like how many of the decisions were actually Taylor's. I feel like we always assumed everything was her.
Everything.
Because we
But
were
that
actually
also,
fans.
the thing is that I think every decision was Taylor's. And what's even more impressive about it is that she had to really fight to get her way a lot of the time. And I think that's why she is such a good business person, because of the internal squabbles that she had to face with her own team. And it's like, when outside forces are telling you can't do something, you can rally your people and oppose them. When it's your own team that's supposed to be helping you, opposing your creative direction or vision, that must be very difficult to deal with. And I think she says here, people want women in music to be a happy, talented accident. This is why people loved Chapel when she was on the come up, and now they hate her and want her to die.
Exactly. And it happens, and you see it every time with every new female artist. Oh my God, the ingenue, she's so amazing, we love her. And then
It's happening right now.
It's happening right now to Olivia
for this
Rodrigo.
number one battle. They're saying, oh, she's so calculated. And it's like, well, if you had a chance to extend like a world record, wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you? Why not?
Take a chance, make a change, and break away, girls. You would, and you know it.
If I were a man, then I'd be the man.
I'd be the man.
It's so unbelievably true.
Period.
So then on September 21st, Karlie Kloss has lunch with Scooter Braun. Cripple got caught is not a strong enough word.
You know what's
come
so
to
funny?
The Eras tour after doing this at this time.
The fact that she was in the 300 level at the Eras tour, I almost always had a better seat at the Eras tour than Karlie Kloss. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that.
The fact that she even went is really crazy to me. I think she's psychotic.
No, there's something about that. Like, I wonder if there's part of her that always really wanted to. There's always like a part of her that always wanted to, like, I think a lot of her sins were passive. And I think, like, she didn't think I did something so horrible and so evil. But it's like, what you did was nothing. You didn't stand up for me. You didn't
This
say,
isn't nothing,
hey,
though.
Yeah.
Going to lunch with Scooter Braun in the middle of this is everything!
But I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. That's not actually, like, inherently, like, it's not like we know what she was doing at that lunch. What I'm saying is, like, all she did was not cut Scooter Braun off. She wasn't, it was passive. It just wasn't active. It was incredibly passive. And I think in her mind, whenever you've met people like this that are very passive like that, and like they don't stand up for you in the moment, they don't do this, they don't do that, it's like, sometimes that's even worse because it's like, damn.
100%.
It's spineless. It's jellyfish behavior.
Well, apparently there were rumors too that Karlie was hanging out with Scooter when Taylor was in the middle of negotiating her deal with UMG, and may have passed along some information about what was going on. That's how Taylor was blindsided, according to her. A few days later, Matty Healey gives an interview on a podcast. They're talking about you need to calm down. Unfortunately, he's critiquing it in a way that makes sense. He says, artists like Taylor who are so big can't take like risks like this to endorse things that are not popular.
They'll wait until something's been woked enough to feel like you're making a statement when you're not. That Taylor Swift song about supporting gay people didn't come out 6 years ago.
Down. Yeah.
It didn't.
I'll hear it from anyone else but you.
Exactly. I'll hear from anybody else but you. Nobody wants to hear that from you. Nobody
the
wants
worst
to hear that
man
from him.
you know that meme from The Onion that's like the worst person you know just made a good point.
Yeah. Yep. But it's
he
not
also
being
says
acknowledged.
he wants Taylor's next record to be an acoustic album and he wants to produce it. He tweets Taylor Swift with an acoustic guitar, doing her Nebraska, doing her Blue, kill me. She already did Blue, idiot.
Yeah, pretty much everybody clowned on that. And like, that is such a stupid thing to not know. Who doesn't know about an album called Red by Taylor Swift? Who doesn't know about an album called Red by Taylor Swift?
Do an acoustic album when up until like 1989, at least 40% of her albums were acoustic.
Do the math.
Rat.
Do the math.
Rat. So to finish off the month of September, Taylor and Joe take a trip to the Lake District to celebrate their 3-year anniversary. This is crazy.
Take me to the lakes where all the poets went to die. I don't belong, my beloved, neither do you. Write it down. I've been writing it down since day one.
We're getting to the point in the yearlies where the Matty Healey of it all is really starting to become apparent in a way that's disquieting to me.
Well, if you think about it, like, yes, the Matty Healy quote about, do an acoustic album, do your blue. Like, obviously that's stupid. What was the next album she made? I'm just asking.
No, it's seriously. Unfortunately, like we have to.
This is diabolical.
It's diabolical.
And what is the opening track on that album?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about this. This is for 2020. This is for 2020.
This is for 2020.
Then we get into a beautiful month, a birthday month for two of your favorite snakes, October. And in October, Taylor's first appearance is on Jimmy Fallon. I really like this look. It's an off-the-shoulder blazer dress.
It.
It's gold. Her hair is bright blonde, red lip on, cute.
Yeah, there's something about, I think you mentioned this later on, but there is something that she was really into business casual for the lover looks. And I
the man.
And I
she's
like
the man.
Yeah, no, she's the man. And that's probably my favorite genre, generally speaking, of lover fits, is like the glitzed up, glamorous, the man outfits. And this is like one of my favorite ones. It's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgina. Perfect. No notes.
Another great one was at the NME Awards. You know, the black and white one. Oof, I love that. Love that. It looks better sitting down than it does standing up, for sure. But that's smart because you're sitting down for most of the time on these shows. So in the interview, she talks about how she almost called Lover Daylight because Reputation was a nighttime album. I always forget before I watch these shows how asinine they are. It's like, it's adults talking as though they're speaking to the Blue's Clues audience.
Yeah, I think it's the thing about these shows now and like Taylor doing them now, when I think of them in hindsight, is like it's so interesting to see her in these situations. I never mind them. I like when they play the games and stuff. I don't know.
Jimmy Fallon just PMO. Jimmy Fallon really PMO.
Yeah, I don't know. See, there's like a vendetta against Jimmy Fallon. Period. I have no opinion. No opinion.
He asks her about Loverfest, and she says, I felt like this album, I should try something new. I haven't done festivals in a long time, and this feels like a festival album. I had the opportunity to open a new stadium in LA. Now, Jimmy, if you had any sense or any scruples, you would say, what are you going to do at Loverfest? Who's going to be there?
Nobody ever asked her that question, and so we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know. We'll never know. She's asked what her favorite song from Lover is, and she says Lover, the title track, which just so happens to be the single at the time. Genius.
No, she's literally the marketing genius. Not just anybody can do this.
Not just anyone can do this. She pretends to be surprised that Jimmy Fallon has been supplied with video footage of her after LASIK. And then I was watching and I was like, is she surprised? Because they do pre-interviews for this. Like they run through everything you're going to say before you actually go and tape it. I can't imagine. Taylor is not the kind of person that would just allow behind the scenes footage of her in her home to be shown without her knowledge of it.
No, and it was like an edited video. Like it was put together. Maybe Andrea put it together. Maybe Taylor trusts Andrea enough. Like, oh, I'm going to send in a funny video of you. And Taylor trusts her enough to make sure that it's not humiliating.
Possible.
But it's going to go on national television. I think she knew. I think she knew.
The footage really kills me as well because it's peak Bleachella. Her hair is fried in a ponytail and she's eating a banana in bed. And she says, I'm not asleep, my mind is alive. For some reason, this is like everyone's favorite thing. It's hysterical to the fandom. Still.
You know, I recently watched it like within the last year. The my mind is alive bit doesn't make me laugh, but her trying to eat the banana is actually one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It's pathetic. It kills me.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to be coming off of anesthesia.
Yeah.
Then she references when #drunk Taylor trended on Twitter because she had two mojitos and was acting the fool on Snapchat. She tries to play it off like she wasn't acting cuckoo in those videos. Babe, you were acting loca after two mojitos.
And we were loving it.
We loved it.
Living la vida loca. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Mambo #5. That was the energy that she was giving in those videos. And I'm saying, thank God. I like to see it. It
really was.
Mambo #5.
What bothers me is when the fans act like she was wasted. It's like, okay, she probably
she was
had
tipsy.
Two,
she had a little buzz
three
on.
cocktails. And what's wrong with that?
Can a lady have a little slurp?
Can a girl have fun? I'm asking.
Can a girl have fun? Can a girl have fun? She can. We're saying on this podcast, #drunk Taylor, we salute you.
We salute you, and we look forward to seeing you again sometime soon. Thank you so much.
Then Taylor does SNL. She is wisely the musical guest and not a host. One of my prayers is that Taylor will never host SNL ever again. That's one of my prayers.
I feel like, I mean, I don't think she is. How many years has it been since last time? 15 years? I think it's over.
But then now Veronica's on the cast. So we could have a Veronica Taylor Swift crossover, which would kill me.
I kind of need it desperately.
I need it.
So
no, I need it now.
Anyways, I kind of need that desperately. SNL is such an interesting thing. I feel like we've talked about this so much when we've done the SNL episodes that she did do. I feel like her appearances on SNL are either like the gag of the century or something that I'd rather forget. This one is kind of like in the middle for me.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's not her worst work. The photo shoot is great.
The photo shoot's amazing. Again, this is more of like, this would have been really, really cute for a Lover photo shoot. Like the bright colors, the sort of like 1960s kind of a vibe to the pictures. It's really cute and really fun and sort of girly and campy. The performance,
it feels
of Lover,
adult.
It's one of my least favorite performances from the Lover era. I think it's really...
She just doesn't sound good. I think she'd been performing too much. Her voice was not in a good place. I like the staging, the all green.
I love the staging.
The paper
I love
airplanes.
Yeah, let's go.
But
I love the all
because
green.
it's just her and the piano as well. It's really apparent that the vocals aren't giving.
Right. It's a shame.
And the vocals continue to not give on False God, actually, which is kind of disappointing because everything else about it is a serve of a performance, except her vocals.
And what's good about the False God SNL performance is it's kind of different than any other performances that she was doing at the time or really has done since, in my opinion. It's different. It's kind of like this specific, and that's the thing about False God too, it's like a specific kind of slinky sexy that we don't see a lot. So
I'm just glad
like
she didn't do You Need to Calm Down or Me. Thank God.
Thank God. No, she knew. She knew for SNL, I'm New York City, she had to bust it out. And it was great. It was a great choice.
If you're up at 8 p.m., you don't want to hear me. You don't.
No. What you want to hear is...
That's for Good Morning America. That's for Good Morning America.
Oh, that's for Good Morning America. That's for Good Morning America.
It's for Good Morning America.
Alarm clock. That's your alarm clock.
I love her outfit in the False God performance. Love wide-legged glittery pants, an oversized black blazer. This is to me.
Again, business casual. She's the man. And I have to clap and cheer. I clap and cheer.
Then she goes to an SNL after party and we get a rare pap shot of her and Joe together. She's wearing the fit that she wore on stage and he is dragging her headfirst into Zuma. He looks like the janitor.
He does look a little rough around the edges in this picture. But, I mean, whatever.
She's doing also so much press for the album still at this point, 2 months later. And she's also hanging out with the queer guys. Queer guys?
Queer guys. She's hanging out with the gays.
She is. She's hanging out with those queers. She's hanging out with the queer-eyed guys a lot. Specifically, Jonathan Van Ness and Anthony Porowski.
Aren't these more of your vendettas?
Yes, these are my ops. I hate them. I don't like them.
I was never into the Queer Eye for the Straight Guy thing. Is that what he was even called in the rebrand? I think it was just called Queer Eye, right? Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, I was never into it. I remember when it had its big moment in this era, mind you, tail end of the 2010s. Taylor was, oh, this is popular, so let me get on this. I never got into it. I don't know. There was something about it that just, it was like not my kind of energy.
No, me either. But it was definitely Taylor's energy, especially at this point when at this point when Taylor was at Stonewall every day, she was saying, "Everybody, I love gay. I love gay. Hi, gay.
I love gay.
Welcome, gay.
I love
Good
gay.
morning,
Hi,
gay."
gay." And I think Queer Eye was just like one of the most popular, visible, literally queer things that was happening in pop culture at the time. Not that I'm saying, oh, they were her token gays or anything. I'm not saying that.
Well,
but
you can say that.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying that. But I will say that, I don't know. Have we seen her hanging out with any of these people since, is my question? Since Lover?
Anthony Porowski, I think, has been in the mix.
Period.
Here and there.
Say it.
Then she goes to a Madonna concert with Anthony. Then she attends a screening of Bombshell in LA with Joe. And then she, on October 19th, she performs at the We Can Survive event at the Hollywood Bowl.
You don't need to give me money.
No, I want
present, but oh, it's me on there. That's actually really great.
I blacked this out. Blacked that out. Forgot that.
So the outfit is like unremarkable to me. When I googled the pictures, because I also couldn't remember it, I was like, no wonder I forgot about it. It looks like any old Lover outfit. Like she could have been anywhere. She could have been anywhere.
She meets Billie Eilish for the first time at this event, and she performs Blank Space, Me, Lover, You Need to Calm Down and Shake It Off. Okay, thanks.
Period. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Then we get a serve. Taylor Swift's one and only Tiny Desk performance. It's iconic, and we need another one right now. She shows up in a checkered blazer with a burgundy velvet long-sleeved shirt, and she plays the man on the guitar, Lover on the piano, Death by a Thousand Cuts back to the guitar, and All Too Well on the piano. Again for Lover, rough vocals.
Yeah, and at Tiny Desk, again, it's one of those situations where you really can't hide it. You're at Tiny Desk.
She was tired. I think I remember something about her like sneezing or blowing her nose in the performance video. So she was ill, but that did not stop her from serving a level of that is it's not rare because she's very capable of it, but The Man and Death by a Thousand Cuts, these are some of the best acoustic fun Taylor Swift performances.
And she's the man again. She's in her business casual. I mean, when we line up all the evidence, I think that she was really saying, I'm corporate. I'm a corporate girl. I take my lunch pail and my shoes in my purse on the subway, and I commute to my 9 to 5, and I support it 100%.
Cheryl Taylor Sandberg.
Exactly. We
That's
do
who
need
she
another
was.
Tiny Desk performance. Honestly, like it's the only Tiny Desk being for the Lover era, when I don't think Lover lends itself generally to being a great Tiny Desk album, if you will. I think it's kind of a shame. I would have. Can you imagine Torture Poets Department Tiny Desk?
No, it would have been too powerful. You see, too powerful.
I think I would really like it if she did another one. I love Tiny Desk. I love seeing the different artists and like the way they look in that situation, and everything's all stripped down. It's just really fun. So I would love to see another Tiny Desk performance from Taylor.
Her performance of Death by a Thousand Cuts is so good. And you can tell she's political because when she's doing the bridge and it's like, guess it was a lawless land. And Tiny Desk is in DC, I believe. She like really emphasizes it and looks around. She's like, our president. And it's like, yes.
Somebody needs to say it.
Someone needs to say it. She also tells her fake Netflix story about the inspiration and goes on a co-rant about how she doesn't need real life relationship drama to make sad songs. Okay.
I'm not, and you can't even begin to discuss that.
No.
You can't
We've
even
discussed
begin
it before.
discussing that.
Then she concludes with All Too Well. Again, not her best vocal.
No, it's a shame. We need another Tiny Desk. I'm saying we need another
One
one
more.
expeditiously.
Need one more. Need one more. On October 23rd, Taylor posts about Selena Gomez's new song, A Little Ditty, her first #1 called Lose You to Love Me. She was apparently, her and Andrea were the first people that Selena played for. And you know why? Because they were the ones, I'm telling you, who were picking her up off the floor every single time Justin Bieber did something bad to her. So Taylor says, this song is a perfect expression of healing and my absolute favorite one she's put out yet, a triumph. I love you so much.
I also remember Taylor being one of the first people to see the Heart Wants What It Wants music video. She's at the scene of every single crime.
You're in this relationship with me, basically.
Yes. No, and it's like Taylor is a strong, strong friend because the Justin and Selena debacle, I don't know how else to describe it other than train wreck debacle, to have lived through that as a friend of Selena, you deserve the Purple Heart because I know that was horrible. And she was, she was lost in the sauce. And Justin was crazy. He was terrible.
Obviously. And he was also taking shots at her at this time.
She deserves her sneak peek. She deserves to see everything first and hear all the songs first. 100%.
I agree. She earned it. So then on October 24th, we have Divadom and Mess. Okay, so the Divadom is Taylor celebrates 13 years since the release of Debut, sharing a picture of her playing her songs in the parking lot. And she says on Instagram, I said in an interview 13 years ago, I'm just hoping that I have a second album that does as well as the first and someday get to be a headliner and always be the same person that I started out as. That's a very convoluted sentence to say. And it always scares me how like articulate she was when she was a literal child.
I know, right? It's crazy. No, she was a genius. She wrote a book.
If you asked me, if you asked me, I would have been like, I like Avril Lavigne and my Neopet's gonna die.
No. She was like low-key media trained straight out of the womb. She came out of the
she
womb
came out with a press release.
with exactly.
I'm here. I was born on a Christmas tree farm. No one interrupt that story. Period.
Exactly. Period.
So she goes, scrolling through all your posts today has me feeling all the feelings, and I want to thank you. Because of you, there was a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh album. You made me into a headliner because you wanted to see me play, and your support all these years is what's helped me stay true to that kid I was when I started out. I miss when she would just speak normally to us.
Yeah, those were the days. Those were the freaking days. Instagram posts, come on, just a couple. Just a couple.
There was a lot of I love my fans this year. And I think actually she really genuinely needed the strength of her army behind her, because it seemed like the industry was maybe going to go against her, or that she wasn't going to get what she wanted. And she very sincerely at multiple times throughout this year is like, this is all because of you. And I guess it was also smart of her to make this post, because we would learn soon that she was planning to set the dogs on Scooter and Scott again, which Evolution of Snake approved.
And I would have done that whether she said do it or not. If she said, no, don't, lay down your arms, I would have said, Taylor, I respect you 100%, but I need to do what's best. And you need to be quiet in this moment and let me attack and kill. Thank you.
If you need a moment, you leave the room.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm fighting to the death.
The humiliation ritual was Universal Pictures posting a promo of Taylor's original song for Cats, Beautiful Ghosts.
They didn't take chances on me.
It becomes clear at this point also that Taylor is very directly mounting an Oscars campaign for the work that she did on Cats. And it is immediately mocked by the media. Like, all the trade publications are like, that's not going to happen, though. Didn't stop her.
No, and you know what? You have to admire it. You have to say she believed. She believed he lied. She believed he lied. What do you want me to say? She really thought, this is my EGOT moment. And there's something about the delusion of that I find really aspirational in so many ways.
It's the same delusion of only the young. It comes from the same breath.
Exactly. It's right. Cut from the same cloth.
On the 30th of October, Taylor is interviewed by Zane Lowe wearing another blazer. She says that Pete Wentz and Lana Del Rey are her favorite lyricists, and she said that Blank Space would never have existed without Fall Out Boy.
When I was reading this back, when I was going through the thing, I thought about it for a second. I think she's sort of thinking about, like, she's thinking Blank Space is punk. She's like, oh, it's so like
what?
That's
what she thinks?
I think like in terms of how it was, punk not as in genre, but punk as in everybody's so punk on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like she's that kind of. I don't know that I listen to Blank Space and I think, oh, this reminds me of Pete Wentz's songwriting. I guess I can kind of maybe see the inspiration if I think about it really hard.
Well, she sees it.
She's just thinking, oh, it was kind of like my, God, I can't even think of a Fall Out Boy song to equate it to.
Exactly.
It's so intrinsically like feminine that I'm like, I can't think of a Fall Out Boy song that's like this. I get what she means, and also she is for some reason just being crazy and delusional, but I support it 100%. I'll take my crumbs.
Sometimes I put on a delusional girl persona for fun.
She does. I'll take my crumbs.
She does. She then says, okay, this is where we really start to cook. I can tell that she's cooking on what the master's project is going to be, because she says how she has now a strange, convoluted relationship with her previous work because everything new is compared to what came before. And she specifically references, Damn, All Too Well was a really good song. Basically wondering to herself, how can I top that? And then she says that Lover, and this is so confusing to me, and this is really an example of the misalignment between Taylor and her own work, is a return to form. Lover. Reputation was important, needed to be unexplained. So this entire new phase, there was no distraction from the music. What are you talking about?
It's so strange. And like everything that she does, like for example, the snake turning into butterflies, like that is also, I think in her mind, like, oh, this is me going back to the start. Like this is me really going back to who I really was. And it's like, okay, but Lover is still, there's no other album like that in your catalog still to this day. And there certainly wasn't at that point. That Fearless is just like Lover. Are you hearing yourself? No.
And even if you love Lover, you have to admit that it's not a return to form, because it's, again, not like anything else she has in her catalog. So it's certainly, even if you want to disagree about what that form is or whether that form is better or worse than what's on Lover, there's no sort of like returning to anything here. Soon You'll Get Better is the only song that is semi a return to form. Everything else is kind of interesting-ish and new, either in a bad way or a good way.
Yeah. No, exactly. And that's a good thing, mind you. That's what everybody was interested in. So there you have it.
She's really hitting all her marks here. She starts talking about creator compensation and how the splits aren't fair and we need to change them. Speak, queen. She says the only thing she reads online is political news. And there's lots of stuff on the record about politics. And then she says Miss Americana, and this kills me. Zane Lowe goes, oh, I definitely didn't pick up on that. And she goes, it's definitely about politics. And it's like, Taylor, see, that's where you should have gone. Oh.
No, if Zane Lowe's not getting it, because I'll tell you one thing about Zane Lowe. He sits there and he does his homework. He listened to that song, and he'll
do a cartwheel to get it.
Nothing that she wanted to get out of it. Honestly, I think if she hadn't told us, I also wouldn't have gotten political anthem out of that. Like maybe like in an idea of like some people are bullies and some people are the good people, like good versus evil. I can kind of see that in the song, but like it's really convoluted, and and maybe that's something that is good looking in hindsight. Maybe it's good we can't really understand what's going on there because it kind of lends itself to a nebulousness that makes it palatable.
She's really randomista.
She is.
If it was more political, I wouldn't enjoy it, but I do because it's vague.
Right, it's very, very vague. You cannot figure out what the hell's supposed to be going on. And that's what makes it so...
I think she had 3 goals with that song. 1, she wants to go, okay. And she wants to say the title. We know she gets fixated on a title, so she liked the title. And I also think she wanted to say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
And
those
she
were her 3 goals with this song.
Hard. The way that she says it, the way she says stupid in the song, you play stupid games.
It's so good.
No, it's so good. And Zane Lowe said, oh, I thought it was about being a cheerleader. Oh, okay. Okay.
And coincidentally, those 3 things that I said were the entire intention of the song are the only parts of the song that are included on the Eras tour.
Go figure. It's you and me. There's nothing like this.
Figure. Then she's banging the drum about how all the conversations about who she's dating early in her career minimized her talent. I hate slut shaming. Go, queen. Say it. Say it. Speak, speak, speak. Then she's talking about cats. Not interested. No, thank you. She talks about cat school and studying the anatomical, biological facts of cats. She goes into a detailed explanation of how they drink milk.
None of our business. It's really not our freaking business. The cat lady behaviors in 2019, it's unspeakable.
I'll hear about your cats. I'm open to hearing about your cats.
Right.
I'm not open to hearing about you pretending to be a cat. Do you see how that works?
Falling around on all fours. You're with Jason Derulo. You're with Idris Elba. You're with Dame Judi Dench.
An Oscar. She said this is going to win an Oscar.
She was promoting it. She said, "This is my chance to EGOT. This is my Whoopi Goldberg moment." It wasn't. It wasn't.
And then she's asked if there are ever songs. So she's talking about Soon You'll Get Better, and Zane Lowe is asking, are there ever songs that are about other people that are really sensitive that you play for them first or don't release because they're not your story to tell? And she actually brings up exploiting Abigail's trauma here, and she says that she played 15 for Abigail, and she said, if you don't want this out, it won't go out. And Abigail said, the world needs it. Abigail, you're so right.
She was right. I actually think often about how this is another person in the episode that deserves a Purple Heart, because I think what Abigail was probably thinking, like everybody else, like when I was, how old would she have been? 18, 19. And my friend came to me and said, hey, can I kind of like low key tell the story of how you lost your virginity on my album? I think most people would be like, no. But I think Abigail really had the presence of mind to realize like what happened to me really sucked. And I don't think I'm alone. And I think there's a lot of other girls who have had this similar experience to me, and they need to know, a couple things. A, it's okay. B, it happens to other people. And C, we live.
Life goes on.
You live through the experience. Life goes freaking on. So it's powerful. Actually, when I think about 15 too much, as an adult now, it's even more powerful than it was to me when I was 15. It's crazy. It's powerful.
I had a whole 15 obsession about 2 weeks ago. I went through it again, and I was like, why are people not talking about this song more? But anyway, that's neither here nor there in 2019 part 3. She says that in her friendships, the quality she's looking for is resilience. Yeah, when your stock is down and they want to hang out, that's when they're real. Not people who go to lunch with Scooter Braun. No, not them. them, goodbye. They're dead. She says she's so proud of Selena and that she's been through. Taylor's always doing this. She's always stressing with this very like serious expression on her face and her eyes saying, "You will never know what I know, but you must know that it's extremely intense and serious," when she's talking about what Selena's been through. And I know that that's Justin Bieber.
When I gave my all and they all know it. I gave my all and they all freaking know
He's
it.
another, I'm sorry, he doesn't get to live from me. Sorry, he's going into the bucket with John Mayer,
when it
all
comes
of
to
them.
the behaviors with Selena, we really have to say that was really fucked up. It was crazy.
That was torture. He tortured her.
It was torturous. Period.
And he tortured Taylor. He tortured Taylor because she
by
had to
proxy.
hear about it
By
and
proxy,
pick
he
her
did.
friend up off the
Yep.
floor. So then, end of the month, Taylor goes on The Voice as a mega coach, whatever that means.
She was business casual again. I've never actually really noticed it. Like, I remembered, sometimes she would show up in her blazer, but like, this is crazy. She's in her blazer like half the time. Most of the best outfits from Lover era are when she's wearing a blazer. Open the case.
I'm saying, let's do it. It's one of the best
Yeah.
outfits on the Eras tour, too.
As soon as that blazer comes on, the man, not even one of my favorite songs, that is a moment of girl power. That is a moment of feminism. I'm leaning in. I'm
not saying lock her up. I'm
No.
not saying Hilary. I'm saying
pussy hat.
I'm with her. I'm with
pussy
her.
hat freaking on. Hashtag I'm with her. Period.
So, unfortunately, at the end of the month, the Shake It Off copyright lawsuit that got thrown out is revived. I believe it's since been thrown out again, but everybody just wants to get a piece of her. Okay, November. This is crazy. She is everywhere. She's so Julia. She's in like 3 continents in this month, beginning in Tokyo for a Lover fan event. This, I think, was the last time that she went to Japan just for promo, which is something she used to do for every album. I guess she had to make a special trip because she wasn't planning a tour in Asia. So she does a Q&A and she greets all the Swifties. And for who knows what reason, because the entire record is out now, she goes on Japanese television to perform Me. This is can you describe what she's wearing, Madeline?
Okay, so it kind of reminds me of like if you were like a painter, like you would wear this like coverall. It's a coverall.
Mhm.
It is a full bodysuit with scrunched up legs at the ankles, and it has a zipper, ponytail, these hideous like chunky,
They're
almost
huge.
like they're huge boots. Like not a single part of the outfit makes any sense, and it's especially insane because Japanese television is so bright. It's so like
well lit.
Yeah, well lit. And so she's like
You
like
forgot
you can
the
see
belt.
every
How could you
aspect.
forget the belt? How could you forget the belt? It's like this big.
It's horrible.
Oh no, this like stylist Joseph Castle fired.
I don't know what he was thinking. It's kind of like what an American man might think is like, oh yeah, wear this to Japan. It's so loud and colorful. Yeah, this is really gonna gag. This is gonna be perfect for Japan.
It wasn't.
No.
You looked the fool. She looked
Yeah.
the damn fool. And she sounded the fool too, because she gave a terrible vocal performance of Me. The bridge, the way she tries to scream it, it's so humiliating. I love in the later performances of Me when she's had to edit Hey Kid, Spelling is Fun out of the songs out of humiliation, when she just stands there while the track plays and the ad lib doesn't happen and you just see in her face. Like, I could tell in this performance she regretted ever releasing Me.
Well, I was watching the Starlights and I was thinking in my head, I was like, do they know?
Who also sounded insane. The mics were
They
way
did.
too loud.
Yeah, and the way that they did the harmonies and it was just strange. Everything
It was
about
scream.
was bizarre.
Everyone was screaming.
Yeah, it was crazy.
If you haven't seen this video, you have to watch it. Actually, everything from this Asia press trip is a must watch because this doesn't make any sense. So she posts a selfie from the event with the caption, "My earring said smile, but I stay smirking." Of course your earring said smile in that outfit. Of course it did.
But I stay smirking. I'm an adult. You should know that.
The millennial leapt.
Oh yes, no. The millennial was present in this moment. Everything about this event gives I'm a millennial, and you know what? Good for her. Good for her. I don't know what to say.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Taylor Nation reveals the very first Eras collection, which is kind of crazy that she was already using that as a marketing tool, like the old tailors lined up together.
Yeah.
And she's using the font that would go on to become the Eras Tour font. Girls, you had so much time to come up with something else. You had 4 years.
I actually have on one of my my hydro flask, I have one of the original Eras stickers on there. And it's so funny. It goes up to Lover, and you know what the Lover sticker is? It's like her in the Me outfit when she performed with Brendan Urie, I think on the BBMAs, and it's the
What?
gold and pink
Not
off
the pink
shoulder.
jacket?
Not that one. Gold and pink off the shoulder piece, you know what I'm talking about, with the ponytail?
Yeah. Weird
Yeah.
mistake. They swapped
I
that
have the
though,
sticker.
right? They didn't keep that as the Lover
Oh
one.
no, there's tons of different variations out there now. Like even from back then, people immediately picked up on that on Etsy and started making their own. So
Genius. And I'm
Yeah.
saying let them.
let them.
November 10th. Okay. So Taylor goes to China for a seriously confounding sequence of events. She performs at the Alibaba Singles Day Gala.
It like doesn't sound like a real thing that actually happened, but it was there, and she was there.
You've sold millions of records and you're performing at the Alibaba Singles Day Gala. Okay.
The
sure.
jokes write themselves on that one. Literally Alibaba. Literally Alibaba.
We don't even have to do the work. We don't even have to make a joke about it. And I think what you have to know about Chinese fan events is that they're insane because the budget is always like $1 billion. So she does 2 things, a fan event and a concert. And it's not really a concert, it's like 5 songs. So she has an entire arena tour set up to perform Me with a bunch of Chinese dancers who start out with umbrellas, just kind of twirling around while she's doing Me. Then she sits behind a truly hideous explosion of flowers that is a piano and does a Lover. And then she concludes with, this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life, a gaggle of Chinese gays doing intense voguing and choreography to You Need to Calm Down.
It's crazy. The blocking on the performance for the dancers was not at times they're literally
The way they're
blocking
like
Taylor.
bumping into her, they're like
Yeah.
crossing over her. It's like a flash mob, honestly. It's a flash mob. And Taylor looks,
crazy.
she's doing her best, but she's like, where? They clearly had not rehearsed that with her before she stepped on that stage.
No, it's
insane.
there's something behind her eyes that says, now what's going on? What era is this? Why am I promoting this album? Like what?
And it's not like 10 gays that are voguing behind her. It's like 40.
There's a lot that it's huge. The production
They're
value
like
on this
break
performance
dancing.
is crazy.
It's insane. I had such a good chuckle revisiting this when I was looking at it. So the following day, it's time for her fan event in Guangzhou. And again, she has a full arena for an interview, essentially.
We need this in the USA. I would
this.
go to this so fast.
The stage literally is a theme park, and it is a Turning Point USA conference. She gets an Erica Kirk introduction. There's like fireworks and confetti, and Me is playing these big screens, and she rises up from under the stage, and she's like,
It's so funny. That's so much confetti. You can't really see her at first. It's crazy.
and she walks up, and she's like, I don't know where to go. She's like, where
Yeah.
am I going? Who am I talking to? But like, it's the most
It was
deranged.
insane.
It's Erica Kirk. No, it's an Erica Kirk grief world tour moment.
And it was, you know what? I was moved. I was like, this is incredible. I don't know why they're not doing stuff like this at, the Staples Center. Come on, let's get up on our good foot. Come on.
I think it could have been really if Taylor knew that it was going to happen. It seemed to me that all of
She
her
was
Chinese
bamboozled.
engagements were surprises to her.
She was bamboozled.
I loved it. I loved it. She also stood there. I'm not joking. She stood on her feet in her heels for 1 straight hour, answering questions, getting things translated to her. It is a bizarre video to watch. And I think it's a must watch.
It's one of those things that's like nothing like this has happened since, and nothing like this will ever happen again in Taylor's career. Like this is over. So get it while you can.
I would pay good money to go to the Alibaba Singles Day Gala. It's history.
I want to go to the Alibaba Torture Poets. Let's go to the Alibaba Torture Poets Singles Day Gala.
Imagine all the
on.
soldiers during the smallest
Yeah.
man. They're like an army.
It would be
amazing.
incredible. No, the Torture Poets would have deserved it. The thing about the Lover songs is that none of them really deserve all this. Like, that's why it felt so weird. It was like, I think we can tone it down a little bit.
I think we can just have the starlights in Taylor for me. We don't need 40 dancers on stage and 100 people in front of you with umbrellas running around.
Right.
It was crazy. I loved it. I wish we could get. It's so funny to see her in an embarrassing situation. We just don't get that anymore.
Yeah, you know what? And this is something I was thinking about as we were going through the document. I was like, you know, there's something that Lover has that Showgirl at this point does not have. Showgirl doesn't have humiliation rituals.
No, and
Lover
it needs some.
Lover really had humiliation rituals. So Showgirl kind of wins that fight. It really does, because she's not humiliating herself on a massive scale the way that she was for Lover. She's just not.
No, she's not. So she's nonstop posting on Instagram while all of this is happening. Hey, I have jet lag. Hey, if it fits, I sits. I think she was so happy that her comments were off and she could just post again. Okay.
Yeah, and we need to get back to it. I want more shit posting.
You have Instagram. Do you know that, Taylor Swift?
Log in every now and then and give us a sneak peek of what's going on behind the
Close friend
scenes.
story.
Yeah.
I'd like to see.
Put me on the close friend story.
I want to know what's up. So on November 13th, she's in London for dinner with a turkey, and the Lover remix featuring Shawn Mendes is released. Okay, the series of humiliation rituals that have happened. I'm releasing Beautiful Ghosts. I'm going to Guangzhou to do the Alibaba Singles Day event. And now Lover featuring Shawn Mendes. Did she think that was going to get Lover to #1 on the charts? Did she think that?
Did it happen? No. Did you get the girl? Did you get the job? Collaboration.
It is, collaboration is what she says about it. That remix. We've actually met someone who said that is their favorite Taylor Swift song of all time. And it tracks. I'll just say that.
I guess there's somebody for everyone. I'll just leave it at that.
This song, what do you think of this remix? I listened to it once when it came out and never again since.
I have listened to it probably in my lifetime twice. It's terrible. The original song is perfect as it is, A. And I think that this was I don't understand why a man would be there, A. And B, I go down with you like the Titanic, it's true.
Pick a better writer. Ed Sheeran could have done a better job.
Oh, Ed Sheeran would have bodied this. But I still
this could
don't
have been
want
perfect.
it because he replaces the best part of the song. Why would you do that?
Taylor, I don't understand her. We're so lucky we were marked safe from this at the Eras tour. You know what? Loverfest, I guarantee you this would have happened.
Thank God.
This would have happened.
There's times when I think that there's bullets that we've dodged that we don't even know about.
Mm-hmm. So she does that, and you think everything is, chill. You think that she's like relaxing. You think there's no atomic bomb to drop on Scooter Braun's house, but there is. Taylor takes to Twitter and she tweets. Sorry, my nose is really itchy.
This happening in the day after the collaboration is really putting things in perspective for me.
Collaboration.
I feel like we were getting whiplashed like never before. This is crazy.
So it says, guys, it's been announced recently that the American Music Awards will be honoring me with the Artist of the Decade award at this year's ceremony. I've been planning to perform a medley of my hits throughout the decade on the show. Scott Borchetta and Scooter Braun have now said that I'm not allowed to perform my old songs on television because they claim that would be re-recording my music before I'm allowed to next year. Additionally, and this isn't the way I had planned on telling you this, Netflix has created a documentary about my life for the past few years. Oh, how we thought that was going to be so much more interesting than it was. Anyway. Scott and Scooter have declined the use of my older music or performance footage for this project, even though there is no mention of either them or Big Machine Records anywhere in the film. Scott Borchetta told my team that they'll allow me to use my music only if I do these things. If I agree to not re-record copycat versions of my songs next year, which is something I'm both legally allowed to do and looking forward to, and also told my team that I need to stop talking about him and Scooter Braun. I feel very strongly that sharing what is happening to me could change the awareness level for other artists and potentially help them avoid a similar fate. The message being sent to me is very clear. Basically, be a good little girl and shut up or you'll be punished. This is wrong. Neither of these men had a hand in creating the writing of these songs. They did nothing to create the relationship I have with my fans. So this is where I'm asking for your help. Please let Scott Borchetta and Scooter Braun know how you feel about this. Scooter also manages several artists who I really believe care about other artists and their work. Please ask them for help with this. I'm hoping that maybe they can talk some sense into the men who are exercising tyrannical control over someone who just wants to play the music she wrote. I'm especially asking for help from the Carlisle group, who put up the money for the sale of my music to these two men. I just want to be able to perform my own music. That's it. I've tried to work this out privately through my team, but have not been able to resolve anything. Right now, my performance at the AMAs, the Netflix documentary, and any other recorded events I am planning to play until November of 2020 are a question mark. I love you guys, and I thought you should know what's been going on. Taylor.
This is insane. In hindsight, the amount of
This was the atomic bomb.
No, this was the atomic freaking bomb. Not it's interesting. She didn't say, okay, hounds, go after Scott and Scooter. She said, go after Ariana Grande.
Get their artists, too. I forgot that she did that.
Yep. Get them. Cook them. Tell them.
Get
Justin
them.
Bieber while you're at it. Tell him this is wrong. How would you like it to happen to you?
When you think about it, this is really like two titans of the music industry. It's also a proxy war. It's not just a war between Taylor and Scooter. It's like a war between their power and their influence over the industry, because Taylor very directly here is being like, I want to use my fans and my power to pressure Scooter Braun's artists to disavow him. That father figure. Genius moment.
No,
the
I'll
fact
be
that
your
Scooter
father
Braun
figure.
ever thought he was going to win a battle of public opinion with Taylor Swift just shows how demented and delusional and arrogant men can be.
No, seriously. Really? You think that she fell out that hard because of the cancellation? Oh, sis, they want
Bomb
you
them.
crucified in the street.
Bomb them
They
again.
want you crucified in the street.
It is crazy. And also, we learned a lot of stuff here. So we learned that there's a Netflix documentary coming, which I immediately was like, yay! And then I was like, no, because it seemed like I was never going to get it. And
Right.
you didn't need to ask me, girl. I was already doing it. Scott Borchetta has me blocked on Instagram because I was sending him death threats. I didn't send him death threats, but I sent him a strongly worded paragraph and he blocked me.
But you did get blocked by Calvin Harris, right?
Yes.
But everybody did. Like, if you said anything even slightly nefarious to
Call it
Calvin
what you want,
Harris,
lemonade
were
got
blocked.
thrown at me,
Yeah.
etc.
Et cetera, et cetera. Period.
And you know what? We deserved it.
did.
That's
No,
fair
absolutely
enough.
100%
If I'm saying some out of pocket, I block people all the time. But, you know, she gets a lot of support. Hashtag I stand with Taylor trends. And I want to give a shout out to the people who showed up. Selena Gomez, congratulations. Rebecca Black, it's Friday. Joe Little, forgiven. Lily Allen, the West End girl. Sarah Bareilles, Katy Perry stole your wig. Camila Cabello, you're free. Hilary Duff. Oh, also, the tea. Hilary Duff posted on her Instagram story, I'm glad I trusted my gut and fired him years ago. I didn't even know that Scooter managed Hilary Duff.
Oh,
Did you know
this was
that?
a blip on the radar. No, I completely forgot about that. This whole, like, who was on Scooter's side and who was against him, it's all a blur in my memory now. So this
it's
I
usually
completely forgot about.
Men who took his side and women, most of the women who worked with him that were not Ariana Grande, as in the one woman he channeled his resources into, were on Taylor's side. Carly Rae Jepsen, Hilary Duff, like he did not treat artists well at all, especially not his female artists. Ariana Grande, I don't think she addressed anything this time, but she did the first time. She did her Instagram story that she then deleted. Justin Bieber is doing mess constantly. Hailey Bieber, unfortunately, is also in the comments.
Yeah, but the relation of the Biebers to like everything that's going on is like
Well, now they hate him.
It's so convoluted. Like at this time, it was so convoluted because of the Selena thing. There's like an added layer of it. Not that I'm like, oh yeah, don't get Hailey Bieber for doing this, but it's like Justin already was like anti-Taylor to begin with. So obviously Hailey Bieber, the wife, I mean, what's she gonna do?
She chimed in a little too much for my liking.
I'm not gonna hold it against her, is what I'm trying to say.
I forgive her, but I am holding it against her.
Period. Period. You can forgive, but you can never let it go. You forgive, you forget, but you never let it go.
You said it beautifully. So the following day, Beautiful Ghosts is released in the middle of more warring statements between Taylor Treepain and Big Machine. And thank God, because everybody forgot about it. Thank God.
Thank God. No, because we
That was
really
God's
didn't need to
protection.
be paying attention to it. No, God's plan. It was God's plan the whole time. They didn't take chances on me. Thank you.
They didn't. So also, you know what's so hilarious to me as well, when I think about this in hindsight, like Scooter Braun and Scott Borchetta really just completely miscalculated this entire thing. I don't know how you could know Taylor Swift as Scott Borchetta really intimately did, know her operation and think that you could pull one over on her and get away with this, basically, because all of their responses to anything that Taylor ever says are complete messes. So this is what Big Machine said in response to Taylor, and it's been since deleted from their website, and it was also unsigned. So it was just from Big Machine. Scott, we know. So here's what it says. Here's what it said. As Taylor Swift's partner for over a decade, we were shocked to see her Tumblr statements yesterday based on false information. At no point did we say Taylor could not perform on the AMAs or block her Netflix special. In fact, we do not have a right to keep her from performing live anywhere. Since Taylor's decision to leave Big Machine last fall, we have continued to honor all of her requests to license her catalog to third parties as she promotes her current record in which we do not financially participate. The truth is, Taylor has admitted to contractually owing millions of dollars and multiple assets to our company, which is responsible for 120 hardworking employees who helped build her career. We have worked diligently to have a conversation about these matters with Taylor and her team to productively move forward. We started to see progress over the past 2 weeks, and we're optimistic as recently as yesterday that this may get resolved. However, despite our persistent efforts to find a private and mutually satisfactory solution, Taylor made a unilateral decision last night to enlist her fan base in a calculated manner that greatly affects the safety of our employees and their families. Taylor, the narrative you have created does not exist. All we ask is to have a direct and honest conversation. When that happens, you will see there is nothing but respect, kindness, and support waiting for you on the other side. To date, not one of the invitations to speak with us and work through this has been accepted. Rumors fester in the absence of communication. Let's not have that continue here. We share the collective goal of giving your fans the entertainment they want and deserve.
What a crock of shit. It's a complete crock. It's a crock from start to finish. What's interesting is that in Taylor's statement, she says, they're not letting me play my old music. And Scott, you could call this smart, I call it stupid. He just says, we're not stopping you from performing. She didn't say you were stopping her from performing. She said you were stopping her from playing Blank Space. She said you were stopping her from playing White Horse. It's all in how everything is presented. Liar! Liar!
Liar! No, this was really crazy. And the point about her owing millions of dollars in multiple assets, like what you're trying to do is discredit her as a business person. And Taylor Swift is widely known to be one of the best treating employees in the industry. She treats her people well. She pays people on time. She is not someone that fucks around with that kind of stuff. So I'm sure that this accusation really pissed her off. Tree Payne immediately refutes this and says that Borchetta flatly denied the request for both the American Music Awards and Netflix, and added, please notice in Big Machine's statement, they never actually deny either claim that Taylor said last night in her post. They don't deny. They don't deny anything.
They're condescending. Oh, well, you're throwing your hissy fit. The men over here are trying to get things done. Like, that's the whole tone of the...
If you would just stop telling people about the fact that we're doing this to you, then we wouldn't do it to you.
Why don't you stop the histrionics, little girl? Like, that's the tone of it.
It makes me so mad. I hate this. Oh, but it makes it even more delicious that she got everything she wanted.
Well, we're talking about this in 2026. Think about that.
But at the time, this also was D-Day for the fandom as well, because oh my God. And at that point, I was a little bit too old to be doing the mounting my steed behavior on Stan Twitter and, harassing people online. But I got on. I logged back in and I said, who do I need to harass?
I can't remember what I was doing during this time period. I'm sure I logged in. I'm sure I logged in, but I don't remember what specifically I did in my quest to defend Taylor. I don't remember.
And surprise, surprise, the shaming worked, because Big Machine comments to Billboard later that they have agreed to grant all licenses of their artist's performance to stream post-show and for rebroadcast on mutually approved platforms. Do you see? Mutually approved platforms. So you agree. You were saying you can't do this on this platform before. Do you agree?
Do you agree? Okay, fine.
It should be noted that recording artists do not need label approval for live performances on television or any other live media. The statement continues, record label approval is only needed for contracted artists' audio and visual recordings and in determining how those works are distributed. So you're the clowns with egg on your face. No response to Tree saying that actually you owe her money. Taylor gets her way as requested. You don't deny any of the facts that she stated. But what kills me is the lying here. If she wasn't telling the truth, why the hell would she be making this public? She could get sued for sicking that amount of people on you. Right. She could get sued. Why would she do that? She would only do this if she was telling the truth.
Exactly. And we knew that. We knew that from day one. This wasn't one of those situations like Snakegate where it's like, hold on, wait a second. Wait, the edit, whoa. We knew from the get-go. This was all a bunch of hogwash and horse hockey. Hogwash and horse hockey.
Nonsense.
Yep.
Complete and total nonsense. Meanwhile, Taylor's attending the favorite premiere with Joe in her gorgeous, sexy black red number that she doesn't walk the carpet for so she doesn't upstage him. Jail.
No, literally jail. This is one of the best dresses of all time, and we're not allowed to partake in it in any way, shape, or form. It reminds me of something she would have worn during Bleachella.
Ooh, yeah, it is very Bleachella coated, and her hair looks great. She's a gorgeous spray
amazing.
tan. She's glowing, and yet we don't get to see it because of Joe Alwyn. Yet another thing he's taken from us.
Yeah, there's a lot of dresses that he took from us. I'd just like to point that out. A lot of beautiful pictures that have been taken.
So now you can see this is starting to be has been a very difficult year for Taylor. So she's having to do collaboration while also I am going to lose control of my work and I can't do any of these great opportunities that I have because two men decided to try and pull one over on me. And something evil is in the air because John Mayer goes live with Shawn Mendes. And I remember at the time being like, Shawn Mendes, are you dumb? The answer is yes. But how dumb do you have to be to go live with John Mayer right after you do a collaboration with Taylor Swift? Why?
There's something about the John Mayer of it all. I don't know what it is.
He still
These
hates
guys-
Taylor. If he had it his way, he would be trashing her left, right, and center, but he can't because he knows.
Well, because he's been exposed. And the thing about the expose is that it's for fucking life. Everybody knows that happened, and everybody's going to know for life that you did that, and it makes you a gross. I mean, there's so many things that already make you a gross without Taylor having to say a single word. But, like, it's in print.
That
and it
happened
pisses
after
him
that.
off. And
That
it pisses
happened
him
way
off.
after that.
It pisses him off. And you know what? I don't
And
care.
what he's really, and it's like, I don't feel bad for John Mayer getting the Swifties sicked on him. Don't attract them. Don't tempt them to come for you because what did he do? He was
Right.
making fun of Taylor's line, we could leave the Christmas lights up till January. He goes, but that's insane. Everybody does that. That's not like a remarkable thing to do. Oh, really? Really?
He's stupid. Oh,
Where's your song
you're,
about it?
So you're the best songwriter who ever lived. I find that really interesting. When
You're going,
when-
I guess I just feel like nobody's
Exactly.
true.
Exactly. Mothers, be good to your daughters.
We've had enough of you, you
too.
beast. And Shawn Mendes, look what happened. Look what happened. You took your
No.
songwriting lessons from John Mayer instead of Taylor Swift, and where are you?
Getting on the John Mayer train is a one-way ticket to flopdom. Watch,
Mhm.
watch the
Kia.
space. Watch the
Kia.
space. Watch
Kia.
the space.
We need to start talking about more men that are in the Kia asylum. It's always women that we're
Oh,
talking
there's
about.
a
John Mayer
Yeah,
and Shawn
actually,
Mendes, Kia.
You've just uncovered a facet of the misogyny of stan culture that has yet to be uncovered. It is always women in the Kia asylum. What's up with that? When men are way bigger
Charlie Puth
Kias.
is like the
Charlie
biggest Kia in
Puth
the
is
world.
like the if a woman was doing what Charlie Puth is doing, if a woman was sponsoring an AI music generator or whatever the he's doing, it would be over. But no, it's Charlie Puth, so he gets away with it. I find it interesting.
You know what? That's a new video. The male Kia asylum. A list of
Yeah.
all the men who are in the Kia asylum.
And there's a lot.
There's a lot. November 20th, Grammy nominations. If you remember, the impetus to create Lover came from a little phone call in Miss Americana where Taylor was told that she was not nominated in any of the big categories for Reputation. And she said, I'll just make a better album. Well, what were your nominations? Album of the Year? Not mentioned. The Big Four awards? Well, she got one. Song of the Year for Lover. Deserved, I would say.
I think so. I
Great
thought it
song.
was a great song. I've always said. Great song. I walked down the aisle to that song. Come on.
She got nominated for Best Pop Vocal Album for Lover, and this killed me. Best Pop Solo Performance for You Need to Calm Down. Now, who rigged that?
They were doing their.
That's
they
crazy.
They were saying,
That was
"Listen,
gerrymandering.
we stand with the LGBTQ community. The LGBTQ community has forgiven the Grammys."
And they didn't. And they didn't. So just for context, the people that were nominated for Album of the Year here, and the thing is that this was technically a really big oversight because Lover was by far the most successful album of that year, but by very far. So Thank You Next, Billie Eilish's debut record, Norman Rockwell, Bon Iver's record, I don't know what it's called, I Used to Know Her by Her, Seven by Lil Nas X, and Lizzo's Cause I Love You, and Father of the Bride by Vampire Weekend, and Nothing for Lover.
And Nothing for Lover. It doesn't surprise
I
me.
kind of think Thank You Next deserved that. I know everyone wants to say Billie, but Thank You Next was really a moment. Also, NFR, hello.
I'm okay with Billie having won this one.
We'll give it to her.
I'll give it to her.
The award she
It's a great
already has.
album.
Here you go. There it is for you.
Yeah.
Then on November 22nd, Scooter Braun chimes in. He writes an open letter to Taylor saying that his family is receiving death threats. I don't think we need to platform his voice once again. We don't care. We don't care. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. You play stupid games. You win stupid prizes. You do.
Thank you.
This part really enraged me. He wrote, "It almost feels as if you have no interest in ever resolving the conflict. At this point, with safety becoming a concern, I have no choice other than to publicly ask for us to come together and find a resolution. I have tried repeatedly through your representatives to achieve a solution, but unfortunately, here we are. The game of telephone isn't working." How crazy do you have to be? You want someone to do you a favor, but before you even ask for the favor, you accuse them of not wanting to give it to you. How has this man ever taken a simple class in how to get what you want?
And also, he's the one who started this whole thing to begin with. Being like, wow, you are really blowing this out of proportion. When it's like, you're the one who invented the whole situation to begin with.
And I'd say this was really, and you know what's delicious? He's never had a free day since. You are the #1 most hated man in the industry. And I love that. You don't work anymore. You're dating Sydney Sweeney. That's all you have.
Okay, so for like a split second, I was thinking of Scott Borchetta, and you said you're dating Sydney Sweeney, and I was like, wait. And then I remembered we were talking about Scooter Braun.
Did I say Scott Borchetta? I meant Scooter Braun.
I meant Scooter Braun. I just had the craziest image of my head of Sydney Sweeney and Scott Borchetta being the ones in those pictures on the rocks.
I can see it, unfortunately.
And it's disgusting.
They're both disgusting, foul cretins, disgusting creatures. Not Sydney, Scott and Scooter, let me clarify. November 24th, Taylor said, anyway, while people are threatening to kill your child, I have to do my performance now. She attends the AMAs. I do not understand the thought behind the red carpet look here. It's a big night for her. I like the dress in general. It's reputation coded. It's a green gown with one leg cut out and a thigh-high black boot. I just thought it was kind of blah.
Well, my thing about it is that it's not on theme with the rest of the night. Like, it doesn't,
it's not
you know
Lover.
what I mean? No, if she had worn another gold dress, like, you know, matching her stage outfit and the kind of pink and gold outfit that she wore in the crowd, I would have been like, okay, this makes sense. Or if it was pink, but like green and black, it's just like
you did that already. And also, you're trying to move on from that.
Right. It feels like two different events. When I look at the red carpet and then I look at the performance and the outfit she was wearing, like in the audience, I didn't comprehend it. I like the outfit, like, to be clear, but I just am confused about why we wore it for this particular event with these other outfits that she wore on the night. It just felt kind of strange and very
Speaking of the other outfits, that demented Hobby Lobby cake and bodysuit that she wears in the crowd, she looks the fool. This is like a children's fancy dress outfit. Everyone else is wearing like normal adult clothes, and Taylor is wearing this gaudy, cheap-looking cape.
The video of her running to Post Malone in the cape is she looks like Batman. It's like billowing behind her as she runs. She's literally going to the Batmobile.
It's her audition for Wonder Woman.
Yeah. It was crazy.
It's crazy. So Carole King presents her with Artist of the Decade, and there's a long, slow zoom in on Andrea crying. So true.
That's my
so
baby,
true.
And I'm real proud.
And you know who's up her ass the whole night? Billie and Phineas. They're loving it. I just think that's interesting. They're gagged by her this evening. They love the performance. They're clapping and cheering. So what did she do to you, ever? I'm specifically looking at Phineas, but I also am kind of looking at Billie, especially because of what Taylor goes on to say later. But in her speech, she says that this has been some of the best and worst times of her life in this past year. The industry is weird and sometimes feel like, you know, your stock is up or down. People like you or you don't. But the people who hang in there for me and will never forget, those are my fans. And I went, yes! We are Swiftie. I am Swiftie.
We are
Swifties.
We carry the torch. Thank
we
you.
are. We literally do.
Are.
So then she gives a performance. And overall, I have small quibbles with it. There are parts of it that I find weird, but I think that's very in keeping with the theme of the era. She, for the first time ever, is lip syncing for almost half of this performance. Why?
She knew she had to put her best foot forward, I guess. It's the only thing I can imagine. I can't imagine any other reason. Like, I know I have to really gag them. It can't be I choke on my vocal tonight. I really have to give it 100%. That's the only thing I can think of.
And well, you would be like, okay, maybe it's because it's the songs where she's doing choreo. Those are the ones that she's lip syncing. But she lip syncs I Knew You Were Trouble and sings Shake It Off live. I'm like, girls, what was the plan?
Who knows? Who freaking knows?
What
It's so random.
was the plan? So it starts with her doing the man. I wish we'd gotten more of it, actually, because I think this is so the way it goes. She's wearing her iconic white shirt with all of her albums written on it. That was so doing this the day after Scooter Braun said, "Please spare my children their lives."
It's so funny. It's so funny. And the way it's like a jail outfit, it's like written in the jail print to suggest that they're locked behind bars.
When she turns around and it says fearless.
No, it's so no, I take it very seriously. I take it very seriously. I take it so seriously.
It's
and then I love
extremely important.
She's doing the man, and then she's got all the little girls around her. I was like in tears. I was like, this is powerful.
Scooter Braun,
you don't
he
even
wronged
realize.
the children of the world.
You did. So it's like, I don't care about if your children are getting death threats, because I'm worried about the children of the world globally.
who are being shaken by this event.
Right.
You might take their master recordings next. No one's safe from you.
Mm-hmm.
No one is safe from you. So she does a little bit of the man, and then she hugs all the little girls, which is really cute, and then immediately goes into love story. Again, I am Swiftie!
It's
heart,
powerful.
Heart.
Mm-hmm. My heart, it was high up in the air. A great song. We already knew that. And she looks great doing it.
Phineas and Billie are going crazy. Remember that feeling. You two need to remember that feeling.
Who doesn't love Love Story? I want to know, who are the people out there who are saying, Love Story, ew, I'll find you.
I'll get a camera on you at the bar when you think no one's watching you and it comes on.
Exactly.
I'll get you.
Everybody loves Love Story, and that's on period.
It's one of the greatest songs ever made. Then we go into a dark and twisty remix of I Knew You Were Trouble, which is badly lip synced too. It's like so obvious that she's doing it to not only a track, but like usually if you're going to lip sync, you'll record a new track. It's the track from the album.
Which is crazy.
Which came out like, what, 7 years ago at this point?
Which is crazy. It's absolutely insane.
And my favorite, okay, so a separate story to what's going on for Taylor this evening is what's going on for Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez has essentially blown up her music career by showing up on the red carpet, seemingly wasted, stumbling all over herself, getting on stage and giving one of the worst vocal deliveries I've seen on live television ever. If you've never seen AJ's reaction to it, please go and watch.
Yo, she looks gorgeous. Selena! Selena, what is this?
It's hysterical. Selena! It's not funny. Hysterical laughing.
It's not funny. It's not funny. It isn't.
And Taylor's in the crowd, like really trying. You can see her being like, get up on your good foot now.
Yeah. It's
So
crazy.
It zooms to a shot of her falling all over a clearly up to here, had enough of it, Andrea Swift.
Who knows what was going on that night, man?
Who knows? You're going to lose something. You're going to lose you to love me. So then she does blank space, serving, but also I think lip syncing here too.
I couldn't tell.
I think so.
tell.
Lizzo is pretending that she doesn't know the words to blank space. You know the words to blank space.
Everybody
Don't do
knows
that.
the words to black space because it's going to be forever.
Do that.
Or it's going to go down in flames.
You don't do that, Lizzo. Please don't do that. Then she does Shake It Off with Halsey and Camila Cabello. And I remember there were rumors that Selena was supposed to be up there to do it with her, which would make sense because she was performing that night. But her state prevented that from happening. Thank God she didn't get up there because I don't think she would have been able to do it.
What kills me is the fact that Halsey and Camila are not introduced. They just
They
appear.
just walk on.
Yeah, and it's like from one second to the next, all of a sudden Halsey and Camila are there, and it's like, okay, why not?
Taylor just loves a randomista guest. She doesn't want to explain. She doesn't want it to match the moment. She just wants to have a guest. And she doesn't want to even give them a lot of time. Like they get a line and then they're backup dancers.
Yeah, exactly. Halsey, I really like the glitter that she put in her hair, but I wasn't crazy about her outfit. But Halsey, she goes to the beat of her own drum. But I love the glitter in her hair. I thought it was great for a lover era performance, if you will.
Camila's just happy she got booked.
Oh,
She's
for sure.
happy to be there.
For sure. Good for her.
She's a foot soldier. She'll
Good
come
for
up
her.
and do her thing. Thank you, Camila. Then a performance of Lover with ballerinas. Okay, thanks. Overall, a great night for her.
It was a great night. I liked the performance bodysuit, by the way, the gold bodysuit. I liked it.
Yes, I like that too.
But you know
That was
what?
good.
Her hair, it's been a long time. Like going through all these old videos and performances, the hair with the blunt bang and the like very like bowl sort of shape, not my favorite hair. It's been a while since I've seen it and like really seen it in HD. I was like, I don't like it. I don't
I like
like
the
that
color.
Lover era hair. The color's great. I like the bang. I'm not crazy about the shaping or like the cut of it. There's something off about it that I just think wasn't. It almost didn't look like Taylor's hair, if that makes any sense.
Looks like a wig.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. So then she hosts Friendsgiving with the Queer Eye guys, Martha Hunt, and Ashley Avignon, keeper of all secrets, our queen. We stand.
She knows everything.
We know
knows
nothing about
absolutely
her.
everything.
We literally know nothing about her, and we stand.
Mhm.
That's why we stand.
Because she knows it all. And she keeps her mouth
Then-
shut.
Then Taylor flies to London for double turkey. Thanksgiving with Joe Alwyn.
Thanksgiving with Joe Alwyn.
Can you imagine if anything worse?
No, doesn't thrill me. 2 turkeys on the table that year. That's
I wouldn't be
crazy.
thankful. I wouldn't
No.
be thankful.
No.
Then
no.
in December, Taylor's British Vogue cover is announced. Now, the interview came out in 2020, so we'll discuss that then. But this shoot, mama likey.
Mama really, really likey this one. The picture in the socks, that's for all time. That's for all
Have they
freaking time.
absolutely almost near unrecognizably retouched her face? Well, yes.
Absolutely. But there's something kind of about it in this particular instance. It's like it's so
You just never see her edited
supermodel-
like that.
Yeah, supermodel editorial, like America's Next Top Model, retouching.
It is
That's
like
what it looks
that.
like. And I cheer. And I freaking cheer.
The hair is so beautiful. I'm like,
Yeah.
why don't we try that hairstyle now?
Yeah, let's bring this one back. It's so it's
gotta be a wig.
gorgeous. Yeah, because like again, we were just looking at her and the hair didn't really quite look like this unless they have like the greatest hairstylists available, which it's Vogue, they might. It just looks so different and it looks so good.
I tell you what, Joseph Castle wasn't allowed on set.
They
"Nope."
said the styling is really good for the pictures too. Like everything about it. I love when they do her vintagey, which I think Vogue really likes to do her vintagey. I think they've done her vintagey a bunch of times. And I kind of wish, I know we kind of got it on Midnights a little bit, but I would really like to see for a possible TS13 idea, something kind of like this kind of vintage vibe, if that makes sense.
It's like vintage Laurel Canyon vibe. That's what I
Yeah.
think is really fun about it. It's not like the typical like Hollywood starlet thing. It's kind of like desert star. And I really like the photo of her with the boots and the long skirt and the tunic top with the lace. So cute.
Yeah.
And I think, this is one of her best magazine covers. But you're right. Actually, Vogue loves to do this to her because they also did this in the 2012 interview when she had her bangs for the first time and she had her shoot with her guitar. That's a really similar styling.
Yeah, they love to
Boho
do her
chic.
vintage. I think she has that. She just like really, she doesn't dress that way a lot, but like the way she looks like really lends itself to that kind of a styling, I think.
It's not her personal style, that's for sure.
No.
It should be, but that's a conversation for a different day. The photo with the socks is everything to me. Also, her makeup is really good. I love that like nude kind of frosty lip.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's very Y2K almost. It's Gorgina. I love that kind of it's very like Buffy the Vampire Slayer lipstick from like the early seasons.
Yes.
It's so like frosty bamboo pink almost kind of. It's very
Can't we
need
just
it.
hire these people to do our albums? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Why? But she always lets Vogue do something weird with her look. She doesn't usually let magazines like really mess with her, but Vogue, she's put a lot of trust into them over the years. I mean, they chopped
And-
her hair off.
They're always right. That's the best thing about them. They're always right.
They're always right. So then we get a People magazine cover, which was random. She was on, okay, think about how much press she's still doing for an album that's been out for almost 6 months at this point. She is everywhere. She's so Julia. She's still going. This is, it's not really much to write home about. It's called The Year I Found True Joy. Okay, we kind of know that's not true. The second picture where she's looking over her shoulder is so stunning, Easta. That's the most Marilyn she's ever looked. I think it's gorge.
There's something kind of like old Hollywood about the shoot. It's in the
If we had just taken the bang up.
Yeah, vaguely sepia toned the pictures are. It just kind of gives that kind of old Hollywood sort of vibe. It's very Gorgina.
She's got a spray tan. She looks great.
She looks great.
Not much to report about the actual article itself, other than her stressing that it's been a really hard year. And yeah, it must be really hard to promote the I'm So Happy album when Scooter Braun is bombing your house. It's hard.
It's really hard. They're outside. They're descending upon your house. Like, you know, there's nowhere safe to go. It's hard to pretend like you're so happy.
It's
But
not
she was
right.
doing it. She was doing it every day.
Then she goes to London and she visits Stella McCartney's studio, and her bodyguard carries out like so many bags of clothes. This is my dream, to just walk into a store and just go, everything I even slightly want, it's all mine. And someone else will take my bags and put it in my car and drive me home. Okay.
Yeah, when's that going to happen? When's that going to happen for us? That's such a dream.
Can we have that? And you don't even have to
Yeah.
think about what it costs. It's not relevant to you.
No, it's not. It doesn't even matter to you. Put it in the bag. I see it. I like it. I want it. I got it.
That is her life. So on December 5th and 6th, she surprise announces and then releases Christmas Tree Farm. I forgot that she wrote this in the same month that it came out.
Well, I believe it 100%.
When I hear it, I believe it. Yeah.
100%.
Makes sense to me.
In my heart is a Christmas tree farm where the people would come and dance under sparkling lights. Thank you. One of the greatest
Anyway,
songs ever made.
so she's doing her behaviors of, I'm going to write it and I'm going to release it as soon as I'm done writing it. This was her first taste of really ever doing that. So Christmas Tree Farm being the genesis of folklore, let's say it.
And we need to open that case wider right now. Without Christmas Tree Farm, there would be no folklore. Yeah, I just said it.
There'd be no
Write it
Tis the Damn
down.
Season.
There,
That's for
I'll
sure.
tell you that for free of charge, ladies and gentlemen. There would be no Tis the Damn Season. There would be no Evermore without Christmas Tree Farm. So write it down.
On December 8th, she performs at the Jingle Bell Ball. This is why I believe her when she was saying that they wouldn't let her broadcast anything, because she was doing a bunch of Jingle Bell performances and all they would ever post was her new songs. They would never post the recorded performances of anything, not Blank Space, not Shake It Off, nothing. So Taylor, Truth Telling, Scott Borchetta and Scooter Braun Lying, We've Been New. The only good footage of this performance we have is of the Lover stuff. The set list was Blank Space. Blank Space as an opener is kind of
Amazing. And you know they were going nuts. You know
yeah,
they
you're
were
going nuts,
crazy.
and then all of a sudden, I promise that you, and you go, okay, time to sit down.
No, she's still pushing it. Come on. I thought we decided
Still
it
doing it.
was bad. Come on.
And she does her first and only performance of London Boy with a full production. She's got the track, she's got the band,
amazing. It
she's
sounds
got the
so
boots
good.
on, and
Yeah.
she's performing London Boy in London, and I see a purity of soul, essence, and joy in her face as she's doing it.
It's so much fun. The London Boy haters really need to go to the left, to the left, to the left. Everything you want in a box to the left.
No, for real, it's camp. That is camp.
camp.
London Boy to me is the definition of camp. It is so good, but the crowd isn't moving.
Because they don't know it yet. They don't know the power yet. They don't. They'll learn.
They still don't.
They'll learn.
It's your city. You have nothing else
Yeah.
other than London Boy. Come on. Let's get up and appreciate it. Then she does Lover and a pretty long acoustic set. She does We Are Never and 22 acoustic. Okay, sure. Why not? I also think that was because she knew no point doing a full production because can't be recorded anywhere.
It's just going to be removed. Yeah.
Then she did You Need to Calm Down, Christmas Tree Farm, and Shake It Off. I love this set. It's really cute.
Yeah. Oh, I would have gone absolutely buck wild insane if I was there. Christmas Tree Farm Live one day.
When she puts the hat on, so
Oh,
cute.
it's so cute. I love the outfit too. This is always whenever I change, for my icon to be Christmas, I always use a
Oh, I
picture
know.
from-
This is
Yeah.
your
This is my right here.
This has
the
been
Christmas
Madeline
Tree Farm.
for about 7 years
Yep.
now.
Mhm.
So Beautiful Ghost is nominated for a Golden Globe.
And she was saying I have a chance.
Who's doing this? Who's behind this? Who's responsible for that?
There's delusion. It's like the Green Goblin mask.
Mhm.
Submit, beautiful ghosts, and you will win. It's like, that's not going to happen, though.
It's not going to happen, though. It's not. Taylor is named Billboard's Woman of the Decade, and she covers the magazine. She's wearing a very nice professional suit. Again, business casual in a chiffon dress and a crisp white button down. The shoes.
Yeah, and the thing about the picture where you can see the shoes is they're prominently displayed. And it's
The
like
point is to show the
like
shoes?
slowly scrolling down. You're like, oh my god, serve, 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 and then you get to the shoes, and it's like, Okay.
I'm going to say something a little shady right now. I think Madeline came to stay with me in my apartment in New York City in 2017. And my roommate at the time was a character. And she had a collection of heeled sneaker boots. So many of them. That was like her thing. And this is something that she would own.
Oh, 100%. And these are the same kind of boots that she was wearing on the Japanese show when she was doing Me.
Crazy. The heel is like 8 inches.
I don't even know like what to call these shoes. Is there a name for them other than sneaker heel? There has to be.
They're laced up, but they don't look like sneakers. They look to me like a horrible hybrid of Timberland sneaker heels.
And you shouldn't be doing that.
No, and because the rest of it is a serve.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame.
Taylor in a Chris White shirt, I won't tire of that. It should have been the one she wore for her performance, though.
Agree. We need to bring that out of the archives.
Let's get it.
Put it on
or
display.
Make another one if you can't find it.
On
I don't care.
On display.
Display each. So then she does a little interview, not too much that she hasn't said before, but a few things I think we can discuss. So we were just talking about this the other day, Madeline, in a different episode about pop girls and community and how it seems like the Gen Z pop girls are kind of have each other's backs more. So Taylor said, country music is a real community. And in pop, I didn't see that community. Now there is a bit of one between the girls in pop. At this point, we all have each other's numbers and text each other. But when I first started out in pop, it was very much you versus you versus you. We didn't have a network, which is weird because we can help each other through these moments when you just feel completely isolated.
Yeah, 100%. This is what she thought she was doing in the You Need to Calm Down video with the drag queens.
Yeah.
And I think
she said, me and Ariana are friends.
She succeeded in the sense that I think that was the spirit of what she was doing and You Need to Calm Down. And I think it was a nice gesture, but I think it's like, but you and Ariana haven't really been supporting one another. I think but that's not anybody's fault other than the demon on the hill.
The thing about the Gen Z girls as well is that it feels like more of a level playing field. There isn't one of them that is like so obviously the star, the seller, the biggest person. It's really hard to be the epicenter of community when you're also the person that has the most influence and power and control. Like people are scared of you. People probably feel competitive towards you or resentful of you. So I would imagine for Taylor, the only person she can really have community with is Beyonce because she's the only other person that's on her level. Everyone else is like, you know, Taylor's reaching down to them. And a lot of them are saying, don't come anywhere near me.
Many of them are saying that. I definitely think
they really are.
With the generation of pop girls that's like Kesha, Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, I don't think that there's like a ton of like in this day and age of community between them now. But the Gen Z girls definitely understand that, like, man, we are the only ones that each other has. Nobody else is going to be on our side except for each other. And, like, the stan communities are constantly trying to pit us up against one another. So let's just deny it and deny it and deny it and say that's not our truth. Again, this is what Taylor thought she was doing in the You Need to Calm Down video. This is what she wanted. This is the We Are the World that she wanted, and it's happening for the Gen Z girls, and I'm really happy for them because it's
happening for them, but it's not happening for her, which is a shame because like I would love for her to have community, but also when you want to be the monster on the hill, it's a little difficult to have community with competitors when you're so clearly just outdoing. And also what's interesting about those Gen Z girls, one of their common enemies for all of them is the Swifties. Not Taylor Swift, the Swifties. The Swifties are always coming after this, that, or the other person for perceived slights against Taylor. So what do they all have in common? They all get harassed by someone else's fans.
And that wouldn't make me smile. It doesn't make me smile. Honestly, the Swifties need to call off the dogs. I know this whole episode we've been saying send the dogs after Scott and Scooter, which you still should be sending the dogs after them.
You still do that. Yes,
but
yes.
I think there comes a time where it's like nobody needs a comment from the Swifties right now. Chappell Roan's
leave Olivia Rodrigo alone.
Right, leave Olivia Rodrigo alone. Leave Chappell Roan alone. Like your comment isn't needed. It's really not needed.
We don't care.
Thank you.
And it makes it worse for Taylor. That's what they don't realize.
Yep.
So the interviewer asks her, you served as an ambassador of sorts for artists, especially recently, staring down streaming services over payouts, increasing public awarenesses over the terms of record deals. Taylor says, we have a long way to go. I think we're working off an antiquated contractual system. We're galloping towards a new industry, but not thinking about recalibrating financial structures and compensation rates, taking care of producers and writers. We need to think about how we handle master recordings because this isn't it. When I stood up and talked about this, I saw a lot of fans saying, wait, the creators of the work don't own their work. I spent 10 years of my life rigorously trying to purchase my masters outright and was then denied the opportunity. And I don't want that to happen to another artist if I can help it. I want to at least raise my hand and say, there is something that an artist should be able to earn back over the course of their deal. not as a renegotiation ploy and something the artist should maybe have the first right of refusal to buy. God, I would have paid so much for them, anything to own my work that was an actual sale option, but it wasn't given to me. And when people complain about her being like selfish and whatever, it's like Olivia Rodrigo wouldn't have thought to negotiate to own her masters if Taylor didn't give this interview, if she didn't bang the drum about this and talk about this and make it all about herself. Plenty of artists would not even be aware that this is something they can argue for.
No, exactly. I think the re-recordings project and her refusal to capitulate to these two really did so much for so many people, not even just women in the industry, but like people, artists in the industry. It's like, I think that going forward, things are just going to be different, I hope, and that there's going to be less and less artists who wind up under the exact same situation that Taylor had, I hope. And I think Taylor, we're still just beginning to see the effects of what the re-recordings project meant to people and what it means for the industry. And I have to clap and I have to cheer.
My hand heart's up. It's always
My
up.
hand heart's up.
When it
It's
comes to
always
that
up.
subject. So then she's asked, how long will the re-recording process take? And she says, I don't know, but it's going to be fun because it'll feel like regaining a freedom and taking back what's mine. When I created these songs, I didn't know what they would grow up to be. Going back in and knowing that it meant something to people is a really beautiful way to celebrate what the fans have done for my music. And that is the spirit that I feel in all of the re-records. Even if they're messy, even if they're sloppy, they are gifts.
They are gifts. Exactly. Thank you so much for
Didn't have
Sad,
to do
Beautiful,
that.
Tragic Taylor's version. Specifically.
Thank you for Hey Stephen Taylor's version. So then she goes to the 2019 Billboard Women in Music event. The mood for Lover, again, as we keep saying, is business casual. I like this outfit. She's wearing like a pantsuit sort of thing with a gold with gold chains on it and a slinky stiletto. I just don't like that braid of hers. I always want it to have more hair. It just
Yeah,
feels
me
too
neither.
limp.
I don't, it's not an Evermore braid, I'll tell you that for free. It is
It's a Lara
no
Croft braid.
Evermore braid. It is no Evermore braid. So yeah, I agree. I'm not really crazy about the braid either.
Jamila Jamil gives her the award.
You know, the other day in the comments, somebody was like, wait, why do we hate Jamila Jamil? And I was like,
We don't hate her. She's a lol cow.
I don't remember all of the things. There
She
were
just makes
so
stuff up.
many. I don't
She
even
makes
remember.
stuff up.
Yeah, it's so funny.
But it's kind of a meme. So then let's discuss part of her speech. I won't read the whole thing, but there is part of it that I think made the whole room kind of go quiet, which is when she starts directly addressing Scooter Braun. So she says, there's been a shift in the industry that has affected me personally and that I feel is a potentially harmful force in our industry. As your resident loud person, I feel the need to bring it up. This is the unregulated world of private equity coming in and buying up our music as if it is real estate, as if it's an app or a shoe line. This just happened to me without my approval, consultation, or consent. After I was denied the chance to purchase my music outright, my entire catalog was sold to Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings in a deal I'm told was funded by the Soros family, 23 Capital, and the Carlyle Group. To this day, none of the investors have bothered to contact me or my team directly to perform their due diligence on their investment in me, to ask how I might feel about the new owner of my art, the music I wrote, videos I created, photos of me, my handwriting, my album designs. And of course, Scooter never contacted me or my team to discuss it prior to the sale, even when it was announced. I'm fairly certain he knew how I would feel about it though, and let me just say that the definition of toxic male privilege in our industry is people saying, but he's always been nice to me when I'm raising valid concerns about artists and their right to own their music. Of course he's nice to you. If you're in this room, you have something he needs. The fact is that private equity is what enabled this man to think, according to his own social media post, that he could buy me, but I'm obviously not going willingly.
This is
I
actually
cheered.
kind of,
Oh my
this
God.
is
I raised the roof.
kind of insane that she was just at an award show being like, and I'm not done. She got him over and over again by name.
You
By
could have
name.
heard a pin drop in the room, but also she raises a really good point that I think gets lost because people focus on the personal element of it. Private equity coming in and buying up people's catalogs is actually insane. And it really dehumanizes a lot of this work. And I guess when you're Katy Perry and someone's trying to buy your catalog, there's not a lot of you in there. There's not a
Right.
lot of Katy Perry's personal thoughts that are going
Right.
into someone's thing. But also these allegedly like really smart, intelligent finance people who, you know, deal with all these investments, they don't understand. They shouldn't own like art or music because they don't understand how it's made or what it's worth, because it's worth more than just money. And they didn't think to approach her and ask her, how would you like us to handle this? And that just from a business perspective is stupid, because Taylor, with her publishing rights, has the ability to veto every decision they could make that would actually make this investment worth their while. So it was like the arrogance of men in so many different ways.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it happens again and again worldwide, ladies and gentlemen, but you already knew that.
If you're in this room, you have something he needs.
It's scary. No, she was saying, I don't understand why you guys aren't getting him the way that I am. That's kind of how I read
And they
that.
weren't cheering. People were kind of like, enough. It did kind of get swept into Taylor Swift's drama again, when this was so unfair, because that's not what this is.
No, and I also think like it kind of reads to me as like, she doesn't say it directly, but there's a little bit in here that's almost like, I'm asking you for help. Like, why is nobody in this room backing me up when I've done so much? She feels like she's done so much, you know, to like back everybody else in the room up. She's doing it right now, as a matter of fact. And she's like, well,
she's
nobody
like, am
cares.
I the only one that cares?
Yeah, that's literally. I mean, there's an evil guy doing evil day in and day out. Nobody cares. Okay, got it.
It could happen to you and you don't care? Okay, that's interesting. Then her speech concludes basically with being like, I'm doing this because 10 years ago when I accepted the Woman of the Year award for the same event, I said, we need to protect artist rights. This is when she was going on her streaming battle that she lost. We need to protect artist rights so that, you know, the next Taylor Swift or the next big artist in 10 years will have blah, blah, blah. And she pointedly goes, and we need to look out for the next, that woman is now here. She's grown up and her name is Billie Eilish. What has Taylor ever done to you to incur the constant Taylor shade? I'm asking.
I don't remember a lot of Taylor shade recently.
It's been going on. It's not all the time, but it's persistent. And she loves Justin Bieber.
Well, yeah, but that's been known. But that's been since the dawn of Billie Eilish. She's been loving Justin Bieber. That's
Phineas
childhood.
also, though. I mean, Phineas was liking stuff that called the life of a showgirl spiritually Israeli.
Phineas is a different case. I don't know what's the matter with him. I think it's called I'm a Man. I think it's called I'm a Man. But I don't know. I have no idea. Nobody knows. Maybe something happened that we don't know about. Maybe they're just tired of the monster on the hill behaviors. Who knows?
If I were the Whisper Twins, I would just remember certain things that happened in the past.
They should. Taylor's really never
just remember
it's the same situation over and over again. But again, we don't really
what
know
has she
what's
done?
going on.
It's the Demi situation. You're taking a swing at me, but what did I do to you?
We don't know.
We don't know. So then she performs at the Jingle Bell Ball yet again on her birthday. It's her 30th this time. This outfit is the most Madeline-coded thing Taylor Swift has ever worn.
It is. It's the chokers. It's the dress. I don't know what it is. It looks like something I would wear. Period. And maybe I should wear it.
I was like, did you wear that for tour? Did you? For Bleach Out? Did you?
I think we need to whip this one out. But it's like, where would I wear it? Like, what would the event be? I guess if I was doing a Christmas, but it would be so niche and specific. But
that's
the
what's
Swifties
great
would get
about
it. The Swifties would get it.
The Swifties would get it.
Period.
So she performs again, blank space, me, lover, welcome to New York. You need to calm down, Christmas Tree Farm, and shake it off. Then she's working her off and socializing 24/7. Like her energy levels, her social battery continues to astound me. She has at her birthday party, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Gigi Hadid, Martha Hunt, the Queer Eye Guys, Jack Antonoff, 5 Seconds of Summer apparently, although I couldn't find pictures of them. Halsey, Camila Cabello, Cassie David, Ashley, our queen, Abigail, Queen, Fletcher. And of course, she had a tinsel wall and a cat birthday cake with all her cats on it. What else would she do?
I'm interested in that. I want to be invited to one of these parties, please. The best one is when Beyonce and Jay-Z went. That was crazy.
That was her 25th.
That was
would have been everything. To be a fly on the wall. No, really to be a fly on the wall. So on the 15th, Taylor is announced as the Glastonbury headliner. You were bigger than the whole sky. I wish this happened so bad. And I love the little like fake news printout they made. Sunday night, Taylor made for Glastonbury. And it was the 50th anniversary of the festival. It would have been so, but would it?
That's the thing. We don't know. It probably would have been a mini Loverfest preview. So, I mean, maybe we dodged a freaking bullet. Maybe we dodged a freaking bullet.
Could have gone one way or another. Could have gone one way or another. So on December 16th, Taylor attends the Cats premiere. I liked the dress. It's a silk
dress is
Gorgina
gorgeous.
extravaganza from Oscar de la Renta.
Great gowns, beautiful gowns. It's gorgeous. The hair, makeup, gorgeous. Perfect red lip. It's gorgeous.
The Instagram she posted is gorgeous of her looking over her shoulder.
Gorgeous.
We loved that. The reviews of Cats were immediately atrocious, but the saving grace, Taylor was by and large marked safe from further humiliation due to how small her role is. And in fact, most people said if there was anything that was kind of okay, it was Taylor. This is the best result that she could have ever had.
You know what? I think that there is a future for Taylor in another sort of like movie musical. I actually really like movie musicals. I've never seen Cats because that's where I draw the line. But it's like, imagine Taylor in a bit part in like a Mamma Mia style movie. That's what, if you're gonna be in a movie, that could be really cute and fun. And
Penny and
I think
Hairspray. She could do that.
just something so cute like that would be really fun. So, never say never. I'd like to see her in Chicago, but I know she wants to be Roxy Hart, and you will never be. So write that down.
And you will never
I'm
be.
sorry. She needs a bit part. That's all I'm trying to say. And I think she would do really well in that kind of a setting.
So the movie comes out and we pretend it's not happening. She's then featured in a 20-minute interview with Jennifer Hudson, Rebel Wilson, and the Randomista who sang Beautiful Ghosts in the movie. I didn't need to hear what she had to say. It was more cat school nonsense, but she's serving randomly in this Versace black dress and a yellow heel. Oh, business bitch.
She said, if I can't do anything, I can show up in a beautiful outfit. Thank you. Thank you.
And a pop of color. Thank you.
Thank you.
Then the Cats cast performs Memory with Jimmy Fallon and the Roots, and unfortunately Taylor is there.
It's none of our business. It's really none of our business. Everything Cats, if you were like, what's an era of Taylor that you know the least about? Everything promotional she did for Cats, I would say, is a fever dream, and that didn't happen. I don't know anything about it.
Unfortunately, I was kind of locked in, Schadenfreude, and I loved it. So she flies back to the UK to spend Christmas with the turkey, and a pre-taped James Corden segment of Cat School, now this I couldn't bring myself to watch, is posted on YouTube. I can't comment on that. She's in a fursuit.
No comment.
I'm not doing
this.
this.
It's no comment. No.
Is this for The Secret Life of Pets too?
Yeah, get her again. This
Seems
is for
like
the Secret
it.
Life of Pets. Come on.
Terrible. Then Joe is asked in an interview how he feels when Taylor writes songs about him and their relationships. Does he find it uncomfortable? He said, no, not at all. It's flattering. Joe feels that 99.9% of what the press write about them is false. For example, he says, Taylor doesn't really have a private jet that she uses to fly him whenever she wants. That being the one rumor that you want to clear up is so funny to me. Why that? Were
Yeah,
people
who
even really
cares?
saying that?
Who
Was
cares?
it emasculating to you that you didn't have your own jet to fly
It's
around on? Because
so-
we know you didn't.
It's so strange, like, the rumors that celebrities do pick up about themselves, I sometimes find really random. Because, like, I don't really think anybody was caring about the private jet in this era. I hate to tell you. It definitely
No.
existed, and we saw it even on Miss Americana. So it's interesting to lie about this, but whatever.
Then the New York Times releases The Diary of a Song with Lover. Love to see this. We rarely get a glimpse. I like having a narrative glimpse of being like, this is how the song was created. Someone's asking her questions. It's not just a randomista clip of her in the studio. It's like from start to finish, how did this happen?
I always like to hear, like, the interviewer asked, like, okay, what was the first thing that came to you about this song? I love to know that. And she said it was, Can I Go Where You Go? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
This was the beginning, now that I think about it, of her campaign for Song of the Year.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe if she had campaigned a little bit harder for All Too Well and actually done some promo and showed us a behind this curtain look, she would have won it. How about that?
And yet,
How about
and
them
yet.
apples? But we'll probably get all the behind the curtains looks at The Fate of Ophelia. I don't need to know how that song came about.
I know. No, I know
I
already.
understand 100% how that song came to be existing.
My
So,
man
thank you.
disease. That's it. That's all we need to
Period.
know. She ends the year in the Maldives with someone who certainly doesn't deserve a vacation as much as she does.
No, and I'm saying it. He doesn't deserve to go there. A beautiful vacation.
What did you
not on my
do all
watch.
year?
Not
What
on
did
my
you do?
watch. Yeah, what did you do to deserve the vacation, sir?
Joe Alwyn's big 2019. Doing what?
Joe Alwyn is
Not-
Joe Alwyn is the next It Boy. This is the year of Joe Alwyn, and it was the year of Joe
Really?
Alwyn and his come up for 6 years.
He's still coming up.
Anyway,
That finally, we are. Evolution of a Snake is officially out of the Lover era, which we've been in
my
since we
God.
started our podcast.
this is crazy. Actually, we've been doing 2019 since 2024, 2023.
hmm
We should actually be
Yup.
stoned in the street for that. That's crazy.
And also, you should be clapping and cheering and putting flowers in the chat because
Can I get some
putting all
flowers in
this
the chat,
together-
please? Flowers in
flowers
the
in
chat.
the chat, please. So you'll get 2020 in 2029. So we'll see.
Yep. See you then.
No, it's gonna be easier now until we get to 2023, and then it's this again.
Yep.
Well,
it's over. Thank you so much. It's lover.
it's over. It's
Well,
Jover.
it's Jover.
It's lover. Well, it's lover. Don't
Well, it's
forget
lover.
to go to evolutionofasnake.com to get tickets to see us on tour. Goodbye.
Thank you.